Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. Welcome to another edition of Mary Sky Rita Lee's video blog, Mary Sky. So, I have a couple announcements for you. So, last night I went through my YouTube, or not YouTube, Amazon Prime uh, thing, and found out I had the History Vault channel and paying like $5 for it. So, I said, you know what, I might as well use it. So I went through and found all these documentaries I put in to watch my list. So last night, my dad, he calls me after he spent like 6 hours. He got a nap, and then he spent like 6 hours, 3 to 6 hours. I think instead of 6 hours, fixing something. And he's got. I finally said it's taking you a good 40 hours, and it's going to take you another 80 to 160 hours more to fix this computer program. He's behind schedule, and he's all panicked. I'm like, dude, retire. And he says, once I get it done, I won't have to worry. But the son of a bitch is always worried about fucking retirement. So I said, put something on after he gets done. And so he's like, well, we can't do movies this week. I'm like, well, you know what? Sometimes you have to do that as a woman. You just got to deal with it. Like this morning, I woke up and I was working on my whatever, and then I put my jammies on last night, and I was tired. Um, it is what it is. I'm waiting to get the rest of the stuff purchased for the month supplies wise. So last night, right? We don't have any watching this early, so I'll tell you. So last night I asked Chloe, "Where's my receipt?" Oh, I didn't think you wanted it. So basically, I said I want my receipt. So I said, otherwise, you're stealing from me. So I said, you better cough up a receipt. Well, I said, or I'll start pressing charges for theft. And I said, you don't get any paper towels unless you buy your own. She's like, yeah. I'm like, look here, you little son of a bitch. You already fucking go out. Every time you go out, you complain you're tired. You're probably sitting at a bar having a freaking drink or two, and then coming home and you're like, oh yeah, really want no. And then all of a sudden your money's gone, and then you're wondering where the fuck your money went. When it's the 6th of the month, I said don't spend foolishly. Pee Wee shall probably listen to this earlier, but anyways. So last night I sent Chloe out to get napkins, and I said, you know what, a little bit of shrimp wouldn't hurt, because I don't mind a box of shrimp now and then for dinner. And I looked at the expiration of the ribs. I said, you know what, I just, because there's not enough meat, so I told them. So. The son of a bitch should be paying for something. No, they're not. And that's the thing that really pisses me off. I mean, think of it this way. They have a stepfather, right? Stepfather, from their mom's marriage, right? A stepdad who married their mom, right? The son of a bitch is so cold hearted. The son of a bitch doesn't even send a card. A card to Father's Day. Nothing. This was like, oh yeah, mom, you owe me my birthday and Christmas presents and Easter and Valentine's and give me. To me, that's just downright wrong. I mean, I say it all the time. Chloe owes me, but point is. Not power bill. Yeah, power bill's due, and yet the son of a bitch basically doesn't want to fucking do anything about it. That's what really pisses me off. Over the weekend, I told the son of a bitch. You know what I told the son of a bitch? Told the son of a bitch, I might just go and turn off the main power, the whole place. From circuit breaker, the main. Why would you do that? Because I can. Why would you do that? Because I can. Why? Because I don't want you using my fucking electricity, freeloader. I mean, last night, well, I go to the store for you, so I'm not a freeloader. Bullshit. You don't deserve to live in this house. The way you fucking treat people is what I told her, and then she finally. Hi. Sometimes I check in on you when you're laying down and you're in a happy state. See, you gotta always check on your bunny because he might basically lay funky and you think he might die. So I do want to tell you I took some time last night, okay, to look over Gail's falsity claim, okay? However, I will tell you out of love for you all that YouTube decided um, to remove a few people off the account that was um, so basically the people that subscribed to me have several of them left, and to me it's more likely yesterday's comments was Pee Wee would never leave, so unless she was angry, so but that's how it comes. But I love Pee Wee as a sister. Okay, so what happened was, I love Pee Wee dearly. She knows this. What happened was I think Gail left, or the fake Gail, or whoever, because they were angry at the fact they came back too much. The thing is, my subscribers fall and come. There's two reasons I think my subscribers have fallen. Okay, one is I think Black Jesus left due to the fact that Black Jesus asked me to watch a video, which I did. I actually watched the entire video last night after my documentary. And I gotta say, if Black Jesus does not watch this later, that fucking video you recommended me, I can't recommend it to anyone else because it fucking sucks, okay? It's basically, about an argument about transgender bathrooms, Some people have their opinions, some people the other. It's like, what makes a woman? You know what? I already said what makes a woman. Unfortunately, we have a couple transgendered moderators or ex-moderators. Kimmy was one of them. Kimmy knows I'm not racist or a bigot. I just have my own opinion. Kimmy has her own too. During the whole Trump Biden debate, Kimmy said, I think it was Kimmy that said she hopes Trump loses and Biden gets in. And she even said it from where she's pointing that Biden would be in, and she was doing it for a point of view of this country's going down the toilet, but secondary was transgender and so forth. So Kimmy, being African American transgender, that's a different story. I don't see Kimmy any problems as transgendered or being male or being female. To me, Kimmy's female. All right. Fortunately, for some assholes out there, they think I'm bigoted. But I'm bigoted because I don't, I have my own thoughts on what makes a woman, and to me, I've done more than a lot of people, and a lot of people want to sit there and discriminate against me and say, "Oh well, are you really a woman?" You know, Thing is all these celebrity trannies out there that are on YouTube, they're not a woman. They just sit there and they got their damn Peter chopped off, To me, I'm basically was born both. I basically don't talk about sex. I don't talk about transgender healthcare unless it comes up in the newspapers, because frankly, people don't need to hear about the transgender community this Now, look, no one needs to hear about guns either. I mean, you got guns, you got immigration, literally, I read an article about, what they can and can't do. Literally, I was just reading something earlier about, some news this morning, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of freaking waking up and seeing this crap. 10 mass shootings in 2 days. You know, and, the point is, and then they talk about Boris Johnson. Chloe's always making insults about him. Oh, he's going to be. But anyways, I just want to say with love to you all. Um, the thing is the Senate needs to realize that unless they want to really change gun control, the problem is what gun control is. They're thumbing our nose at us. They say it's absolute. No, it isn't. What if 2/3 of states went ahead and ratified the gun law tomorrow morning and said, we're not mature enough to own guns? Has anyone ever thought about that? Look, I'm going to tell you what I think, okay? The last time it was over slave ownership, the Civil War happened, okay? Now, I got a lot of documentaries I'm going to be watching over slave ownership, you know? Hold on. I'm just answering this, you know? So I got a documentary I'm going to be watching on uh, the Revolutionary War. We all know it started because supposedly of slavery and Lincoln. I finished a documentary last night on George Washington, how we ended up where we ended up, and I gotta say, apparently one of the kings of England left him in the water closet, so every time he took a shit, he looked up and it helped him shit faster. Apparently, is what the story goes, because every time you see George Washington, you shit your pants, supposedly. But apparently, he was our founding father, but he didn't want to be a king. He didn't want to be president. He just wanted to go home to his plantation, And the guys seem to be, I understand there's the crossing, with Jeff Daniels, but I don't know, the crossing. You can't rent the crossing, can you? Because I thought about watching it this week, but the problem is you can't find the damn thing. Apparently, you know, I actually enjoy TV. So I found out I had but anytime I try to pull this movie up, it doesn't pull it out. It says, and you know, so I got a lot of documentaries. It's this Sons of Liberty. I heard about that, but you know, Lafayette was a general of the major general in the I think, or a lieutenant general in the army or something. He was French and he was over helping. Has anyone seen the movie John Adams, the TV show? That was pretty good on HBO. But anyways, I couldn't find this movie, and mm, either because we have one person watching me, that would be either Black Jesus, or so I'm gonna say good morning, Black Jesus, or it is GG going before going to work or something. So good morning, Black Jesus, or I mean GG. Or it could be Ricky in the shadow. So good morning, Ricky. Unless you stopped watching my channel due to the fact I was moody the other day. So I want to tell you a story. Okay, so last night I lost 2 subscribers, 3 subscribers. I think it was 3 subscribers. Anyways, I think one of them was Gail, due to the fact that Gail was trying to push some stuff about milk being $10 nationwide, which was propaganda. So last night, I decided to take some time to do some research, and I found nothing anywhere in Google. They're just saying, milk is $5, but if we had to kill our dairy cows, it would go up. That's the thing. We're not going to be killing our dairy cows. Apparently, our dairy cows are fine. It also said each state manufactures through different dairies their own milk. Now, Breeze Farms went out of business, so apparently no one wanted to buy Breeze Farm because they were all buying the other brand, Winbrooks organic milk. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the difference between Twin Brooks and Breeze is the fact that Breeze made like 3 types of milk, whereas Twin Brooks makes it all, including chocolate and strawberry milk. That's why I was asking Chloe the other day about organic strawberry milk. Someone asked us, in the world of Harvest Moon, or not Harvest Moon, sorry, Seasons, like the game Farming Simulator, I tell you, I play, which I love dearly. Um, the cows you get is coffee cow, which produces coffee milk. Chocolate milk is brown cows, and uh, purple cows are purple milk, and then the fruit, the random colored ones is called fruity milk. Yeah, the Japanese have a sense of humor, but bun bun bun. So in my game, but I gotta get a few things done. Anyways, so this morning I decided to have some coffee. Wake up and I got a letter to write to Dinky. I told Dinky this morning via Discord, being funny, that I make these videos for her. You guys get the bonus, but she's so busy, that you know. So last night I tried to talk to Chloe, but Chloe was being bitchy, about issues. I finally said, "Look, all I want, is." And by the way, there was this item I was looking at following on eBay, and I there we go. So I was following it, and this so this guy is selling one from Slovenia. Huh. I guess he decided to support American made. That's nice to know, or American, Anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to say you guys mean the um world to me, and I don't want you guys to think, that you know um it is what it is, but still. So today's plan is I gotta finish up another documentary series and then start a new one, which means I won't be on too long due to the fact that Monday is a slow morning for everyone. I think he's at work apparently. She's like, I'm not a Monday person. Well, we aren't a Monday person. No, I'm sorry. I'm not a Friday person either. I'm a early riser. The thing is, my sleeping schedule's been wonky too. Now I'm sleeping nights again. It's like, it's like 6 months of the year I sleep days. 6 months of the months I sleep nights. It's like I don't know what it is. Maybe I sleep nights during the summertime. Who knows what it is. But still. So it's like early this morning, I do mind making a nice letter from time to time, and you know, it's the way it is, Now, my father, he called me last night, and he said, he was talking about Russian propaganda and all this crap and dividing our country and blah blah blah. And I was like, whatever. And he didn't know about the mass shootings over the weekend because he was so busy with his computer program that he's building. He didn't even know. He's like, oh, I gotta change the parameters and redo the code, and it's gonna take some time. And I said, yeah, at least 40 to 80 hours minimum. And so we talked about that. That was it, and I told my father and I were talking about different things, and but I took the time to so I was checking on something real quick. Hmm. All right. So, anyways, like I said, it's one of those slow mornings, but it'll get better in time. I just gotta sit down while I watch my documentaries and write a letter, and relax and. Still got some stuff I gotta buy and so forth, printer cartridge eventually for projects and other things. So nothing I can do currently, because it's a slow morning, and coffee time with Rita is just, well. So I talked to Dad this morning, and he was, or last night, and he was like, his brain was turning to liquid due to the fact that he was upset at the fact that, um, upset at uh, spending so long on a Zoom trying to fix this program, which he's got to redo the entire thing. He was talking to a programmer too, so him and his programmer guy was working together. But me, I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter to me, So I'm just hoping all the mail that I sent out gets to the right people. Mm-hmm. So I told Chloe today the electric bill needs to be paid, so can't be delaying it. But I told her, outright that she wants to delay it, then I'll basically make sure she doesn't use any electricity because I'll turn that damn box off there myself, just from the power thing. Because she shouldn't be basically using the electricity if she can freaking pay it. That's the thing. I'm not paying for freeloader. That's what I said to her. You know, so it was what it is. But still, he's washing himself this morning. So I'll grab some coffee in a minute. I already had like 3 cups of coffee, which equals to like 6 because I use large cups all the time. Higgins was asking me the other day, "Where'd you get that cup? It's bigger than Bun Bun." Well, I've had large cups all over. My husband got a free cup when he went to a dentist in Quincy, Washington once. They gave him a free cup of toothbrush, toothpaste, and everything. You know. So I did some research on Gail's milk thing. I actually sat down and did some last night. Chloe asked me to, and turns out, every state makes their own. State has their own producers, like Dairy Gold and Dairy Valley, and so because of all this stuff, that FDA approved milking stations, of that the not and I did Google and I checked everything out. I went through with a fine tooth comb because Gail was angry about 2 things, which was the milk thing, and then she was calling Biden names. And I don't want my channel flagged or taken down because one person has their own opinion, and because YouTube does have a algorithm, and they, you know, so you know, um, yeah, so you just can't basically, what's that word? Slander or you know. No, the thing that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard was doing, the defamation, you can't defamate someone without proof, and the thing is it's just wrong. So to me, I was like, look, it's wrong. You don't go after our president due to the fact that you don't have any concrete evidence. I mean, look, I try keeping the peace, and I'm trying to keep my channel open for people to enjoy my content. So today's discussions is Chloe will get up eventually. She'll have to go to the post office. Lazy turd should be basically getting money orders for what we need. I mean, literally, it's what it is. So I can always send a money order to the damn electric company too if I don't want to try my card again. Because I'm just basically PO'd at the fact that they did this. So it was it is what it is. So I, of course, like I said, I'm gonna be loafing around. Um, on that aspect, I'm hoping we can get a better situation. So it is what it is. All right, so my cousin Dinky's working, so she saw the message, but she probably won't reply to it because it is what it is with Dinky. Corey, of course, it's summertime anyway, so you gotta expect them to want to go camping and everything else. But the economy hurting and supply and demand. I contacted a buddy I know because he sells ammo and everything else. So I asked him specific questions about ammo because my cousin Corey, and it is what it is. And so I did my duty, and I'll email him on that. And my buddy's out of Texas, so but you know, I'm watching um, you know, so someone was talking about coffee time with Rita. That was the first one, but the second one was the second video was live, and so I did the research. Turns out it is what it is, but yeah, so it's not going to be it's going to probably be a slow day. I still got to do some work, letter writing and some other stuff. And I got to update my diary. I also got to make sure to, yesterday was a bad day, even for dad, and it was a bad day for me. I told dad, I mean, he asked, oh, how's Chloe, how's the moocher doing, or freeloader doing? And I was like, yeah, realized that we had to get dog food. So Chloe went out, get dog food, and then she went out again later. I told her, oh, we missed a couple items. And, the thing is I told her the paper towels are mine. They're not hers, they're mine. She doesn't get to use them unless she buys her own. Because I'm not supporting someone who, is a dirty pig that doesn't want to buy their own shit. I mean, literally. So I'm hoping this week to get down to the pharmacy. Probably Friday I'll pick up some stuff at the pharmacy, but otherwise I will be, um, going to breakfast, with my advocates. That's my time to talk with them private, not in person, because last time I was on the phone with them, I was kind of tipsy due to the fact that, Chloe's driving me insane, which Pee Wee said, to her, she's trying to do the same thing with a different outcome, and the outcome's always the same. So to me, it's like Chloe needs to grow up. So, you know. But anyways, Amazon Prime, like I said, I'll be going to watch some documents soon because frankly, I don't want to be here all day. Because there is no thing. Higgins is sleeping still. He's addicted to his casino games and his gift card survey things, and then there's others, But the thing is we gotta survive. So it is what it is, and you know, and you all know, it's morning time, and there's nothing going on at this time of morning. So technically, I have plenty of time to loaf around, and with no comments, and with Pee Wee not around. Pee Wee's busy this morning. She had to call the doctor, so she's gonna call the doctor. She'll probably tell me when she'll be on later, so I can do a second part two, coffee time with Rita. Probably will be just no coffee by then because I drank it all. I don't drink like 2 pots a day. I could live on coffee, but to me, it's not cool. And so I did check on, like I said, the ramen supply. I have 3 cases left, so I'm getting it down. But my current ramen supply, I'm still waiting for Fred Meyer Kroger to send 3 cases. They're sold out again, so I guess I'm on a waiting list. Take my money and then make me wait. Go figure, right? So because I like ramen to keep on hand for emergencies, and that's one of the things I eat. But I could get ramen through Walmart. That's not bad. I was at Kroger the other day trying to log in, and it was thing is there it's like sold out. It's like we are sold out. You know, so I'm always looking for different different flavors. Sold outs. So I'm just, I can get roast chicken, I can get creamed chicken, I can get roast beef. This is out of stock. It says out of stock. You see, problem is people are freaking buying ramen like crazy, and it's one of the things that they can literally afford. So, for me, it's the 6th of June, and a lot of people are worried, I still haven't got around to changing the calendar for May. I'm just too damn lazy, and we're in mid June already, so I'm not really hurting. But what I'm really upset about is food pricing. I mean, we're gonna basically go hungry if we don't plan carefully. I mean, you heard me last night laugh about Chloe buying more chips and salsa. I mean, if that's your meal plan, that's fine, but I don't think the government wants to support you with food stamps, buying chips and salsa, because when you run out, you go hungry, and then, so you got to plan carefully. I mean, if she buys like cases and cases of Nissan, whatever it is, she eats those little square things, with water. I can't remember what they're called. Nissan teriyaki squares or whatever, I don't know. So, but you know how it is. It's just one thing, it's another. So it is what it is. I'll check on my order. All right, so I'm gonna go Nissan chow mein. That's what it is, chow mein. So basically, Nissan chow mein. Chloe likes those, so she can buy 12 of each. So you got Nissan chow mein, you got La Choy chow mein, you got Chinese chow mein. She likes the teriyaki beef flavor. That's not bad. You can buy it. There's also teriyaki chicken flavored. To me, and there's chuka soba. So to me, it's teriyaki beef, spicy teriyaki beef. But that's more expensive. What is that one? Oh no, case of 8. You know, you know. So 8 of them isn't that good a price, but $1.12 is. So to me, I'd be like choosing $1.12 myself, you know. So, but yeah, it is what it is. So, it's funny how we have people coming and going in my channel, but at the same time, they're not commenting, and this is why it makes my video discussion easier to maintain and manage, because with no comments I can actually get done faster and then move along to Monday's tasks while watching what do you call it, while watching documentaries, because it's one of those slow mornings, and it is what it is, So to me, I'm like, woot, woot, got the electric bill to pay still. Might just make payment for mine today and leave Chloe to basically, but still, it's nice to have no comments this morning, because it speeds things up, and I don't have to worry about negative comments or. There's people watching. I've always thought the spooks were watching ever since freaking Chloe made that threat. I always thought. I remember one time talking about the spooks, whether it be FBI or Secret Service or NSA watching, because there's always one watching at times. And one time I greeted them on my channel. This was Was it here or was it in Moses Lake? I don't remember. Anyways, they flagged my video and shut it down because I said, oh, yeah, it seems that the government doesn't want people to know they're watching. But I think they've learned that if they are watching me, what are they learning or gleaming from me? What? Mass shootings happening? Oh, well, the government is trying to learn from me. Oh, you're thumbing the gun owners are thumbing their noses at the mass shootings because they know unless they uh, um, I mean, unless they literally decide to ban AR-15s, they're just thumbing or the mass shooters that kill themselves or get killed. They're basically thumbing their nose, knowing that these people's guns are safe. Fortunately, the only way to do anything about it is if the states had 2/3 of states were blue, they could ratify the Constitution, get rid of the guns. But the thing is, they can't do that. So what are they doing? They might increase the age to 21. Yeah, that might help. What, 30% of the population? Cut it down 30%, I'd figure. And then what? Extended background checks. What's an extended background check look like? No one knows. Yeah, he was sitting in his paws were in his bowl. As you all know, I'm a owner of a rabbit, so I love my little bunny. Hello, good morning. Apparently, one of the things is bunnies are always hungry, so they eat all the time and they expel energy all the time. And so I've learned when it comes to owning a rabbit that if you don't fill their bowl to a point, then they'll What is it? Huh? What do you want? See, he comes up and he wants attention, and then what is it? You want attention, huh? You want me to pull you out, huh? Okay, I'll pull you out today. See? So, for some of you, this is Ebony. Hi, good morning. See, isn't he adorable? Yeah, this is a full size Dutch dwarf. That's it. My husband used to say, "Don't get a rabbit that's too noisy." You know what? I find laying in bed at night, and hearing him going clunk, 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 dribble, 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 eat, 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 whatever. It tells him right there that he's fine. And if you get the right rabbit, the right personality, they become your good closest friend, companion. So, how are you today, huh? How are you all doing this morning on the video, huh? Hmm? You see, when you own a rabbit, you're owning a rabbit for 10 plus years. So you got to be gentle with the little guy, you know? And one of my childhood dreams was to own a rabbit, but I didn't expect to get one for Easter, And the guy that gave him to me free, he thought we would have gotten rid of him. But you know what? We have not gotten rid of him yet. We don't plan to. Look at those little eyes. So the other day, my cousin sent me a bunny, two bunny pics, one of a black and a white bunny in a cage outside Texas. And I said, poor bunnies, poor little bunnies. But then I posted, my bunny's cuter. My cousin never replied back to me. See, my bunny is cuter. See, he's just a cutie matootie. Hi, cutie patootie. Everyone wants to meet the bun bun, so I turned my phone off, so I actually don't have to answer my phone due to the fact that I really don't want to answer it. That damn insurance company was calling me. So today I was hoping if they call, they call employees out, so I don't have to worry about the damn bitch. Thing is I think the funeral home I'm trying to go through doesn't really care, of what goes on. So I bought some ramen. I'm waiting for it. So it's been one of those days. Oh, hello, Black Jesus. I thought you were one of the people that unsubscribed last night due to the fact that I said what I said about not caring about transgendered people. Oh, auto reply about what? That package coming? What am I coming? Okay, so basically, they're sending me some free COVID test kits. So you know how that is, free COVID. So yeah, I basically Black Jesus. I had three people last night remove me. I thought you were one of them. Thought Gigi might be one. I thought I'm positive Gail was one. Because you said it yourself, could be Joe Gill. Fortunately, I did some research. I'm not going to sit around on the sidelines. Black Jesus, I did research. I was right. There is multiple dairy farms throughout the country that makes milk in every state. So technically, when it comes to the milk situation at Gale, it won't be $10 a gallon. All right. Each state has their own dairies, and each farm makes milks into a localization, and some places make their own brand. So they're not going to charge $10 a gallon. Well, I was aggressive yesterday, yes, but you can see I do have my mood swings, and you got to hand it to me. Chloe caused it yesterday. Chloe caused it, and Pee Wee won't remove me, and Chris won't remove me. Ricky might, because Ricky, whole defamation case thing. I agreed with him about the rich. People are following the rich. The thing is I really don't care. On the rich thing, it doesn't affect me. I'm not rich, so. But when it comes to my channel being aggressive, I have a reason to be aggressive. I mean, look, I don't need to be open-minded to transgender people. I know them firsthand and what they're capable of. Now, gays and lesbians, they're cool people. Now, transgender people, trans men are great. Trans women, and trans women are more aggressive. But when it comes to me, I was in a aggressive mood last night due to the fact that things happen. I mean, not only did Chloe took her damn dumpy time, she didn't get everything that needed to be done, and she had to go out again, later. And my aggression is, I don't want a free land. There is a bit of aggression, but it was more of a upset mood, due to the fact that things happen, and as I told my dad last night, father-in-law. When you live with someone who doesn't give up the politics and is always worried about so many damn dipshit things, it's like, we don't need to worry about these dipshit things. We need to worry about our country. We need to worry about survival. We don't need to worry about, and then there's people that turn around, like Black Jesus, and tell someone something like prepare for the worst, and stockpile, and you don't listen. And next thing you're going hungry, you realize you get a little cranky and a little aggressive too, and it might be my own channel, yes, but you know what? I'll tell you why I was aggressive. It's because one, you got someone, okay. Well, let me hypothetically not change the subject, but let me just tell you my opinion, okay. I gotta run to the bathroom a second. Problem with Gail is she comes on and she doesn't give any facts. She just says, "Oh yes, I saw her," about milk. Well, how would you feel if you're basically trying to have a discussion with you all, and she comes in, or Joe Gill, or whoever it is, and starts saying that they're right and I'm wrong? Really, they're the same damn person that says I was wrong, that Biden was not going to be president. Where is Biden today? He's president. You don't sit there and say, "Oh well, I may be a Trumper and the election was stolen." No, you basically are like, you're a reasonable person. You're like, well, shit happens, right? People are out there are so aggressive that they're like, "Oh yeah, the election was stolen." To me, I don't give two shits if the election was stolen. I don't care, because frankly, it's not my job to judge what happened. And so to me, I was aggressive due to the fact that there's a lot of crap going on in this world. Black Jesus. I mean, think of it. Chloe annoys me. Father-in-law annoys me. Cousin-in-law annoys me. Cousin-in-law thinks I'm doing these YouTube vids for freebies, people sending me stuff. And yet I'm doing this out of the love of my heart to keep giving you guys updates. And yet all I hear is, to me, it's wrong. It is literally wrong that they are literally, um, challenging on milk. I mean, do you think milk's going to be $10? No, I know in your heart you don't think milk's going to be $10. Gas, maybe. But then again, it depends on if you drive or not. Me, it doesn't affect me. But there's too many people out there in the world, I mean, literally, I mean, I live in a world where there's too many people out there that's on food stamps that waste their food stamps. They buy junk, they buy this, they buy that. They're always hurting. They're smoking pot. They're doing this, they're doing that. We're in a world where we have to basically budget and be frugal. Excuse me, I'm going to use the bathroom. I will look for comments, though, because I do have this. Rest. I want to read this. Fucking recycle. Okay. I better be in a better mood because I don't want to show I'm aggressive. That's what Black Jesus said. Well, here you go. Have some more toys. Toilet paper roll holders are toys for bunnies. So basically, last night I was upset. Due to the fact that someone came to my channel, okay, and started in on milk prices being $10 a gallon. Like, you'll see. No, I'm not going to see. I already looked up the information and the data. It's bullshit. When I call it bullshit, these people were egging on. Now, if it is Joe Gill, I will personally remove them playing as Gale. If it is Gale, Gale has my email address, but Gale won't use my email address. So technically, that tells you right there that, because I remember Gale having like 3 accounts or something. So to me, I just don't know anymore. But I don't care because frankly, I'm tired of people pretending to be, someone else. And to me, it upsets me to no end that we have people out there in this world who literally, you know, literally, what do you call that? Wants to cause trouble, And the thing is, I did the research, okay? I looked it up last night after I got off of YouTube. I went and checked on the data, and the data came back basically false. There is higher numbers of cows producing less milk due to the fact that grain's going up. So they got to balance the grain price with the price of milk. So they're thinking, what? Because you got to feed the cows, which is true. The cows produce the milk, which is true. The milk produces us healthy bones and yada, yada, yada. That, then it's got to go to the processing plant. And because it goes to the processing plant, for pure, homogenized and pasteurized, then, the thing is you got to look at the big picture, on this whole story. So it was annoying me. I mean, I do update videos on a lot of things. And so today I can clearly state that the article was bullshit. Yes, pricing is high on cow feed, but they'll find a fix to it. They're not going to raise milk $10 a gallon because everyone, then what happens to the farmers? Okay, let me just tell you what happens to the farmers. Okay, people aren't going to pay $10 a gallon for milk for freaking their cereal. They're going to cut it out. They're going to cut out the cereals. Then what? Grains like wheat and barley and corn, those 3 that make beers, whiskeys, and spirits, will turn around and lose money in the feed business. I mean, then what happens, huh? People say, "Oh well, what happens happens." Well, thing is, no one's paying $10. They'll cut out milk. Then when they cut out milk, there'll be excess wheat and corn and barley and rye and other wheat strains. And then what? Then what are they going to take it? They can produce more wheat and all that stuff. It's but the thing is to turn it into feed, it shouldn't be that much expensive, But they say, oh well, then what? Then let's just break it down. All right, for Gail's sake here. So people stop drinking milk. What happens? Milk prices go down. There's overloaded of milk. Farmers turn around and they're buying feed, but no one's buying the milk, so they got to lower the price to people. But people say, oh, well, we need $10 because of feed. What will they do? They might just get out of the dairy business because they're buying feed for cows and no one's buying milk. You see, no one's going to pay $10 a gallon for milk. And if they were raising it to 10 gallon, it's more likely a push temporarily to get people back to work. But do you think anyone wants to work, say, if they make $15 an hour using 1 hour a day to buy their milk? I mean, come on. That's just basically saying, we got to work 2 jobs around the country to cover the milk and the food and the rent and the electricity and the internet and the big picture is what's going to happen, right? So they're not going to raise the milk price. Now, if they do, if they do make it $10, people will buy it. That's the thing. That's why I said it's bullshit. Anyone look at it, no one's going to pay it. They'll cut out their cereal purchases. Then you'll go down to the store and you'll see stores rotating their old stock of cereal out and giving it to the food bank. The food bank won't even give milk. So you'll have no milk and no butter and no cheese. They'll still give you eggs until eggs goes through. Then they'll cut out eggs. But each little thing they're going to slowly cut off permanently if prices go through the roof. Milk takes cheese. If dairies aren't making cheese because milk's too high, they'll raise the cheese price. Then what? People stop using cheese. Then what? You see where I'm going with this? People will start to cut corners unless they decide they're going to be forced to work 2 or 3 jobs to cover their groceries. I mean, come on. I mean, the common sense is their grains going up in price, but people can cut their grain prices to nothing. Nothing. They could turn around and cut out cereal. I mean, look, was it Black Jesus? I think it was Black Jesus that asked a question yesterday about chicken wings. I actually looked into it. Chicken's gone up in price because they've killed enough chickens out there that they're now raising baby chicks to take over for the deceased chicken. So instead of turning around and saying your chicken wings are $20 a bag, it's 40 because they gotta pass the price on to the consumer. They're always passing consumer. So, for example, if they are raising milk $10 a gallon, it's more likely they got to basically figure out the feed, how much feed they give for the cows, and then they got to basically break it down with a calculator, and then they got to figure out how much they're going to be paying for um, the price of milk. And so, if people realize milk's $10 a gallon and cereal's like $7.50 a box or so, or higher than that, then they will cut out their cereal and their milk. Then what? Well, as Higgins would say, jokingly aside, people would start heating their breakfast up for their kids, which would be oatmeal. Oatmeal would be used, cream of wheat would be used, cream of rice would be used. Then what? You can sit there and say, well, it's not fair that, the thing is, as long as wheat, as long as rice, as long as rye and so forth, those grains are cheap, they'll buy oatmeal. They'll buy whatever they can to feed their kids breakfast. I mean, you don't see sugar right now going through the roof, so they could just get some oatmeal, some brown sugar, and dump it on their oatmeal and be like, happy breakfast every day. I mean, back in the day, everyone, okay, in the 50s, in the 40s, in the 30s, children didn't eat cold cereal, mostly. Cold cereal came out later with sugary tastiness, right? What did the kids eat before cold cereal? Oatmeal. They could just go buy a thing of oatmeal like Higgins talks about, cut up a banana, throw it in their oatmeal, and say, happy breakfast. Here's your lunch. Go to school, or your lunch money. And they go and they get oatmeal. And then at dinner, mom could sit there and give them a sensible dinner because they had oatmeal for breakfast. So they could always cut corners. So, if the milk went up in price, families would cut their corners 99% to choose something else. Now, that would mean cream would go up, half and half would go up, milk would go up. But you know what? People are adapting to cut corners. I mean, it's like I told Black Jesus the other day. You got to basically cut your corners, even if you want, what is it, 5 pounds of chicken wings? You got to ask yourself, yeah, are you willing to pay $40 for chicken wings? Are you what? I mean, back in the day, I used to buy a double pack of 5 pack each of 5 pounds each and put them in Ziploc bags of little Smokies. My family used to nickname them Little Peters. And I'd get little Smokies, Smoky Lights, Smoky Cheese, and I'd eat them. That was one of my favorite meals of the day was Little Smokies. But eventually Costco stopped selling things that was what I liked. So every time Costco would take something out, I would get less and less of Costco. Eventually, where it goes. Eventually, you stop buying in the bulk, even if you have a Costco card, because what are you buying there, literally? The truth is, you go there and you look around. I went there with family, and I could not justify buying much. 2 packs of hot dogs. I mean, think of it from that point of view. I mean, the future is what it is, and so to answer your question, why was I kind of aggressive, and why would I what the hell is this son of a bitch? So some guy sent me a private message wanting to be friends on Instagram. Well, you know what? I'll have to look into that. But you know what the problem is? The problem is honestly, as an older woman, I can clearly tell you honestly that my aggression was cranky last night because I was basically moody due to the fact that I had to do some research in the evening on milk. And that's the thing. I do these videos for my cousin Dinky, not to get freebies. I love all of you. You guys know that. I even love Black Jesus for tuning in about, his thing about aggression. Oh, it's your channel. Well, what would you do, Black Jesus, huh? You're probably more Christian than me because, I have my own opinions of trans people, but I also have an opinion on trolls. And when someone turns around, Black Jesus, and decides to troll me over milk, you know damn good and well I'm going to be basically defending myself and the people that I represent. See, if I was a congresswoman or a senator, Black Jesus, I would be defending them. I wonder if GG's here. Hey, GG, give me a shout out in the comments if you're watching. Because, we have people that subscribe, people that don't subscribe, people that, they live in their own little world, And so to me, I'm like, it is what it is, but I want to finish my documentary soon, and then afterwards I want to write some letters and stuff. I got a whole day planned. I told Pee Wee later today I might update some spreadsheets, which take 5 or 10 minutes depending on a few factors. But the thing is Pee Wee will let me know when she wants me to be online for her. Because I don't want to be here all day either, every day for like yesterday. What was yesterday's channel? Like what, 4 hours in the evening or something? I finally got off. Like Higgins wanted to watch Star Trek, I don't know which one he was watching, but I finished up. I caught up with Obi-Wan. I've caught up with you know, there was that other one on the other one I was telling Dad about. I just can't remember the name offhand. Let me look. Let me see. I think there's one. It's called The Mandalorian, and then they got a new one coming out called Boba Fett, apparently. So I'll have to check that out, Boba Fett. But yeah, anyways, I have all these comments. I have you know, so forth, so on. But you see, the thing is I got people coming and going, tuning into my channel this morning. Coffee time with Rita. The problem is no one's commenting. And my method is I will log off eventually because there's no comments. I might have people watching, but I don't have much to discuss this morning because it's really early in the morning. And nothing's starting yet. For example, what am I going to say? Chloe's sleeping. I mean, Mark. I mean, literally, I told Mark the other day if he wants StreamYards, he's going to have to basically give me a schedule. That's it. He's going to have to email me and tell me a schedule. Yeah, Chris is going to have to do the same. I have 20 hours free of StreamYards right now, but I'm not using it because no one's see, the problem with StreamYards is no one's coordinating with me. If I had StreamYards up and running, people can coordinate with the first 20 hours free. Thing is, no one's coordinating with me, and that's the thing. And the other aggression last night was Chris. If Chris is watching, I apologize. He said, "Oh, as a friend, I won't leave you." Well, the thing is, I was being moody yesterday due to the fact that, people are, like the other day, I was cranky because Chris, honestly, Chris is like, oh, no, where to get a credit card? But Black Jesus realized the other day that how do you use a debit card, a credit card, a food card, a check card, or whatever if everything, if there was a error and there's no power in this country. I mean, Chloe's like, oh, one day we're going to be back in the 1900s where we're using gas lighting or the 1850s with lanterns. I was like, you know what? That'd be fine with me. That would basically tax less on the power grid. What the hell is this? How the hell did I have one of these taped to my ass? Anyways, so, that was one of my annoyances the other with Chris. And then the other thing Chris was talking about is flan. Now, I don't mind if Chris talks about flan, but yesterday, I'll tell you what annoyed me, okay? Tell you what annoyed me. So I contacted Walmart, and Walmart turned around, and they said that even if you're a Walmart member, like $12.99 a month, and it's only good if you use Walmart, not Amazon. I use Amazon for my movies. So basically, Amazon gets maybe $6 for Prime, and then whatever additional $5 for this, $5 for that. So it's like maybe $30. I've cut out Showtime for them. I've cut out HBO because they don't provide it. But I got the History Vault. I got Cinemax. I got, I can't remember all my things for Amazon alone. But the thing is, I had to literally argue with Disney because they're charging me double for Disney. And you know what? Disney's getting double paid. So I finally challenged them and said I'm about to cut Disney off if they don't freaking fix the billing. I got Google billing, and then I got their own billing. So which one do I cut off to keep, All right, so my Prime membership, okay, says here. Oh, wait, no, this is memberships and subscriptions, okay. So basically, so it's $7 for Prime, $7 for BritBox, $10 for Cinemax, $6 for Epic, History Vaults 5, Movie Spheres 5, and Pokemon's 3. So all these, History Vaults, good, that just leaves, these ones. But the thing is what, one of these days I got to go to Cinemax itself and find out what's available and put it in my watch list. Because, I see a John Wayne movie on Cinemax, I'll watch it. But, the problem is you got to utilize what you're using. Right now I'm using the History Vault for all my documentaries. But what happens when I watch all the documentaries I want? History Vault goes away. What happens when I finish up watching the Pokemon channel? Pokemon goes away. Cinemax, Movie Sphere, and Epic, well, I could slowly weed those off of it and save more money. Eventually, I could basically cut them all off because, so far everything I've searched for is either an HBO, Disney, Showtime, Paramount Plus, etc. I've not seen much on Epic, Cinemax, or Epic, or Movie Sphere, because the Roku search is different, but still, eventually I'll weed them down, and I'll keep weeding them down until the pandemic's to the point where it's over, and then I will have less channels to watch because, frankly, I'll be outside more. And that's the only reason why I'm watching so much right now more is because of this. But at the same time, I'm dealing with people like, like Black Jesus said, aggression last night. Oh, it's your channel. Yeah, but how would you? Literally, okay. And Black Jesus is still here, okay, and he's just watching me and not saying a damn peep. I'm about to leave anyways because comments are gone. Then I would like to hear someone tell me, in their own opinion, not just, oh, it's your channel, you can do what you want. No, it's not it's everyone's channel, okay? Point is how would have you handled someone basically egging you on milk, huh? Would you just sit there and be like, oh, okay, the thing is, I finally did the research last night, came out, how would have you done it, huh? Look, were you there when she's like, you're going to see, really? I kept saying the same shit when it came to Biden, right? What, is this her revenge? Oh, I'm going to get even with Rita because Biden's president. You're going to see your milk's going to be $10. Look, I prophesized Biden was going to be president. I prophesized that Kamala Harris was going to be vice president 6 months before Biden chose her. So technically I have, thing is I even went to the big man, and milk ain't going to be $10 a gallon for fucking milk. Plain simple. Neighbor's dog barking again. Come on. Doesn't these fucking people realize they should shut up over here? So basically, do you see me aggressive today? No. Why am I not aggressive? I'll tell you why. Because yesterday was one of those bad days when I'll explain the whole situation over a dip because I want to explain the whole situation to you all, okay? All right. First of all, why was I upset? Well, I live with someone who's borderline, and I'm not going to talk shit about them today because it's over. But I live with someone with borderline who's, yeah, just make sure he was alive, he's laying there sleeping. That is borderline. And you say, oh, well, the thing is I feel like I'm being used and abused mentally, financially, sometimes physically, and it hurts. I mean, literally, you're trying to guide someone in a pandemic-stricken world where food stamps will run out next month unless they ask the government for extended food stamps in the food stamp program. That the blue states are getting help, the red states aren't. So everyone's gonna have to stockpile, right? So what happens? Pandemic, right? Oh, fall and winter, there's gonna be 100 million people. Well, yesterday, between Saturday night and Sunday morning, South Philly, 3 dead, 11 wounded. Then later, 4 dead, 14 wounded in Chattanooga. When will this stuff end? I mean, literally, right? I'm upset about that. And then you got Chloe, right? It goes literally ape while I'm on YouTube talking about the APS lady. It's like she won't give the APS lady a rest. Oh, you're pleading the APS lady come out. Look, the APS lady has been out here 4 or 5 times. Okay, they can't find any fault in anything. All right, they get the police report. So Chloe steals. What are they going to do about it? They can't charge someone who's transgender. They can't touch someone. Chloe knows this. So Chloe wants to freaking sit there and say I use YouTube for a dastardly plan, right? And it annoys me. And then I say, the world doesn't owe, what's Chloe, what upsets me? What upsets me? I'll tell you what upsets me. Out of love for you all, I get annoyed when, she attacks the APS lady. What did the APS lady do? Nothing. APS lady didn't do nothing to her. The APS lady came out and investigated. Chloe doesn't want to be investigated. Chloe wants to be a thief, a con artist, and more. Right? Okay. We're not going to talk negative about Chloe. I'm just saying, that part. What happened? She gets angry. She's already attacked her ex-roommate's friend, ex-roommate's friend. 2 other people email everything else, threaten them. I, of course, have said time and time again, do not engage in this behavior. Let it die out. You go to the law, they're going to say they can't do anything. Go to the federal law, they're not going to do anything. Put her on block and ignore her and move on. Plain and simple. As everyone knows, I don't want to live with Chloe. Chloe's loud. Chloe's obnoxious. No one likes her. I mean, literally, I don't go out because I'm not allowed to go out. But Chloe's one of those that the only thing I can see is she's trying to internally kill me by making me lose my marbles or keeping me in so I will die. And then that's it. So I better check on this guy's message. So, being aggressive is a big thing, but why am I aggressive? I'll tell you why I'm aggressive. Who the hell is this ugly person? Oh, okay, so it's a tranny who's playing with a rat. Cool. No, I support the rat. And cousin Famila messaged me. I'm gonna check this out. See. No, I'm deleting this. Let's see. This one here. Who the heck is this? No, I'm not. I'm not joining your fucking tranny. No. Just delete the damn son of a bitch. No, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know some guy who's Muslim. Will just delete this. I don't mind Muslims. I just don't want to deal with them. Another Muslim. This one here is a con artist. Says 1,000 bitches. One nice one, drama, charming, pretty great pro. This one know you better be friends. Some guy named DOOK. Some guy named Nelson. Everyone's giving Rubin saying holy ever. Brains everything. There's no space for unhappy in your life. You have a beautiful profile. We're good friends. Okay, whatever. Another guy who started a new account. This one's okay. So all right. So 3 guys who want to be friends with me. See, but they don't know that I'm anti-trans. So technically, this thing, I'm on YouTube anyway. And so a couple people found my Facebook or Instagram. I got one tranny who was like, "You need to join Facebook." No, I hate Facebook. I ain't gonna go back to Facebook. Eventually, I'll get rid of all my other media services that are not media services, my other picture holding places, like that, and cut it down. Eventually, I'll even get rid of Twitter, which, by the way, the news came out this morning about if he doesn't get a data info on spam bots and stuff, then he's going to pull Twitter out. Look, he's just a giant billionaire that's having a temper tantrum. So to me, the secret is you don't give in to the guy, and everything will work out in the end, anyways, when it comes to Elon Musk, right? I mean, literally, I don't care about watching something on my notification of Elon Musk. I really don't care. 10 mass shootings leave a dozen dead and over 60 injured. Can you why people want to buy AR-15s? Because they can. There you go. There's your answer without being aggressive. And that's the truth. So, anyways, I got 3 people watching, no comments. So, to me, I think I'm going to disappear soon. But, my aggression, was due to the fact I said I was going to have a dip and explain the rest. So, I better do that. Should find out how much is in here. Okay, there's plenty. I got 2 cans over there unopened. Basically, I'm upset because, I have to maintain a budget. I have to spend less money. I have to basically make sure that food is not scarce. And yet, Chloe, of course, is, the thing is, Chloe bought a game, okay? So she's going to play her game. That's fine and dandy. I'm happy for her. My thing is if she's not paying the internet bill or refund, I mean, last night, right? You know what I said to her? I said, you still owe the internet part, right? I got you dip and I did this and I did that. First, she said she did it out of the kindness of her heart. That was buttering it up. Now she's just throwing in her face that, oh, I did this for the internet. Should have told me at the beginning of the month. Now you're changing your story. See, this is why I get aggressive. So yesterday, I was like, whatever. So, and she's like, well, I got the internet, but she doesn't have the electric bill, right? I can tell her you don't get a shower until you pay your fucking electric bill. Thing is, the electric bill's through the roof, and that's because they overcharged us. And if we send a money order, we keep sending money orders. They'll just keep raising the price because they know that I'm not gonna give them my card. Like last night, I was upset because Chloe's in her room screaming, "Don't talk about me," and it's like. The thing is, when it comes to Chloe, you gotta look at your finances. You gotta make sure everything's watertight, right? You use your food card on like $40 already, $2.50 for salsa and chips. and 2 packages of sausages. By the way, last night I don't even know what happened. I told Chloe to put her sausages in Ziploc bags. I don't know what she did. Those eggs gotta be thrown out. Then I told her she owes me $25 for that ham. She turned around. She says, "Well, I already paid you." See, this is the thing, that makes me aggressive and cranky. You didn't pay me for the ham. I cooked it up and had like maybe a little piece for myself, but everything else you let go to waste because she wanted ham this, ham that, ham this. She's always worried about food, right? And then, I don't need the ham because, it was used on my debit card. So I was, like, here, eat some of this up, throw some eggs in it, throw some boiled eggs, ham, eggs, throw it in your ramen, do whatever. And again, it went to waste. Now there's rotting ham in there, and I told her to take it out. And she doesn't want to do anything. So to me, it was annoying because she allowed the house to get dirty as soon as the inspection was over. Then she turned around and she doesn't want to listen to anyone. And I'm trying to handle everything, right? And so to me, it's upsetting to me to no end. As the renter of this place, Chloe can't be abusive, and she is. I mean, she literally used code words to keep herself from being arrested from the APS lady that was doing her job, and then the lady that was helping us with the restraining order. Chloe wanted, Chloe started attacking her because Chloe couldn't get a restraining order against the neighbor. The neighbor stays away from Chloe. I mean, hell, once in a while, the neighbor that I have problems with nods her head. Like, her mom's always chatted when I'm outside, but her, she just nods her head. I mean, literally, I heard once that the neighbor was wondering why I surfaced for so long. Because I don't come out much, you know. Well, I mean, I went out the other day and I was looking for Chloe after Tulsa, and because I told Chloe, what's going to happen? Hospital, well, hospital happened, then church parking lot happened, and then something else happened, South Philly and then Chattanooga, and then I told Dad last night, and I'm not in an aggressive, cranky mood. I said, look, they're thumbing their noses. The gun owners are thumbing their noses, thinking that if they do ratify the Second Amendment, take away guns, which they could do, because it's an antiquated Second Amendment in certain people's opinions, what happens? There's civil war. Now, Dad said, well, there could be civil war on Roe versus Wade. I mean, think of it, in same-sex marriages and in interracial marriages and so forth. I mean, we're basically walking on a ticking time bomb. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? And then I got to deal with all this crap from Chloe's political thing. She never shuts up. I mean, I have to pause, and then she attacks me verbally and calls me a Tara, her ex-roommate, because Tara paused the movie and listened to Chloe and then played it, and then when Chloe ranted and raved, pauses again. And the thing is I'm not a Tara. I just want to watch my movie in peace. I'm paying freaking streaming services. I mean, honestly, I was upset because the other thing is like, oh, we need to watch this, we need to watch it. You have your computer, you have your web browser, you use Firefox, you have the passwords to the streaming service, you have your own access here at home. Log in and use Netflix. See, the thing is I'll tell you what I think it is with Chloe, okay? With love, of course. I'm not going to sit here, I'm not bashing Chloe, we're not doing that today. What happened was, I think when Chloe wanted Netflix and Hulu, she was mooching from her mom, but then her mom got rid of it. So her mom's like, no worry. Well, I asked her mom the other day, she wanted to watch a couple movies, and she's like, if I want to watch these ones you recommend, I'll rent them. Don't worry. I said, well, I have the streaming service. You can tap in. She's like, oh, don't worry. You're so kind. Her mom's always telling me this. But Chloe, of course, as soon as she can use her mom's Netflix or Hulu, she doesn't, and the thing is, here's what was funny, okay? April of 2020. I want you guys to picture this. April of 2020, Chloe wanted Prime. Well, I paid for Prime, right? So I was having a lot of stuff shipped. So we had Prime Video. She said, "Oh, the movie sucked." So I went and got Showtime on Prime, HBO on Prime. I kept Cinemax. I kept Movie Sphere, Epic, Pokemon. We had the Vault channel and a couple other, right? Well, eventually, so she wanted to watch Disney movies, so I got Disney Plus. They're not on Prime. So what happened? We had all these streaming services. I'd watch them out here with Chloe, no problem. But Chloe never wanted to once watch anything in her room, and then she got off of the online game we played together because she was pissed. Then she started ESO because her computer can handle it. She's been playing that since. That's her new game. And then it upsets me, that we're paying X amount for streaming. I am, so my dad uses it, and then my neighbor Trish uses it. But thing is, I offered it for my cousin Dinky. That didn't work, Dinky's, she doesn't want to, you know. Workers are testing a 4-day pilot program. Yeah, well, 10-hour days. Yeah, okay, cool. 10 plus hours, maybe 12 with breaks, 12 and a half with breaks, 4 days a week. Yeah, that could work if you want to work 12 hours and get 3 days. But the thing is you turn around, right? And I get annoyed. I mean, I literally get annoyed, right? And that's because, I got annoyed yesterday because it wasn't just Chloe. It was Chris talking about certain things. And, yeah, Chris, he apologized somewhat. And then you had Chloe. And then you had Dad later in the night talking about how his brain's turned to water because he can't think after 6 hours trying to program. And then you have Gail talking about milk, and I did the research. I actually sat down and did the research, that's the thing. I won't, yeah. So the thing is when I said the milk thing is bullshit, I was talking it's bullshit because people can cut. See, she's like, oh, $10. People are, the thing is, people will cut it out. I mean, literally, people will cut out paying $10 for gas. So they'll get a bicycle or a trike or electric scooter or electric cart or whatever they want, just driving around. There's people out there like, you got to ask yourself, like, Black Jesus was asking about Costco's double the price of chicken. Well, I looked that up too. Why it's chicken's expensive? Because they're passing it on to the consumers because they had to kill a lot of chickens. Egg laying chickens, regular chickens. Mm-hmm. Why is bacon so expensive? Or pig? Same thing. They had to slaughter a lot of pigs because they were getting over fat because the the slaughterhouses were shut down during the pandemic, and then when they came back, they were only running at 30%. So you think of it, 30% of your food, your meat, and that means you're paying probably what 60 to 90% markup due to the fact that they have to pass it on consumer until people decide after 12 million people are at home living on food stamps and getting free phone and internet that you think that they really want to go back to work. No, they want a job where they can stay at home. And now with children being harmed in schools, they're afraid to send their kids to school, so they got to protect the kids. And there's so much things. They're afraid to go out, so they're basically buying groceries in. So the supply is low and the demand's high. So that's why there's a lot of of of, uh, supply issues. And and so factories are only running between 30 and 50% right now because people are at home and people don't want to go out and work in a factory, make shampoo and conditioner or foods or packing plants or other places, so they all want to stay home. And if they can't stay home, well, they'd rather give up their job and hope like hell they can find a job in the paper that says work from home. That's how it works. They all want to work from home. And we call it the lazy community, and in some ways, honestly, they the problem is, excuse me, is the fact that the people out there in this world, um, you know, are looking for a job at home, and because of it, it is what it is. And so there's a lot of people staying home because of various reasons. Some are afraid to go out because they can't buy a gun because their state won't allow it, or others are afraid because they got to keep an eye on their kids because mass shootings. Others are staying in because it's too expensive to go out. I mean, like Pee Wee said to me in a private message, food's getting expensive even to eat out. People are cutting, the restaurants are failing because no one's but paying the prices because there's 12 million unemployed. And, some of them are vaccinated, some are vaccinated, some are boosted and vaxxed. I mean, there's a lot of variants, and I'm not saying corona variants. I mean, variations of why people are doing what they're doing. And to me, you got to look at the big picture of why. That's the main question. Why? I mean, the big question is why. And that's the thing. People are um, asking why, and that is because people need to realize, there's a lot of big problems out there. So yesterday's crankiness was, you know, finances, ribs. So like Pee Wee said, that's more for the dog than for me. Even if you slap on $4 barbecue sauce and eat it, which I will tonight. The problem is it, then the dishes, as you can see, are piling up. Chloe doesn't want to do them. She keeps saying, "Oh, I'll do them," and then she goes to her game. That annoys me because I only used one pan last night, cleaned it. So and then and so to me, it's and if Chloe was working on a schedule where she was up early, got her chores done in the morning, did her chores in the afternoon, and then played her games in the evening, I wouldn't care because frankly things would be done. But she's one of those that she doesn't care. That's why I was saying crankily. And I'm gonna say this once today. I'm not shooting. I'm not gonna be negative, but I said narcissistic behavior. It's only thinking about herself. She realized the dog food. Who's going to pay for it? That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, like last night, she came in with 4 rolls of paper towels. I said, "Those are mine. You can go buy your own." Well, but the thing is you got to think for yourself. You have to buy your own things. You can't rely on everyone else to support you and buy things for you because, you know, it isn't the way it is. You got to think about other people's needs. And if I need paper towels for eating ribs, then I'm going to have paper towels for eating ribs. I mean, and that's the thing. And it's the same with the electricity joke. She pays the electricity, she can take a shower. She doesn't pay it. But the thing is, anytime I want to take a bath, I have to take it before her or after her, and it annoys me. So to me, it's like, what's the point? My cousin always asks me, why do you take a shower, a week later? Well, for a couple of reasons. One is I'm trying to extend the because I'm at home, I don't have to worry too much. And two is the electric bill is going through the roof. I mean, literally, I just talked to a friend of mine that said, "Oh, did you know our electric bill out here is double what it used to be?" When the pandemic started going up because the electric companies out there had to make money. In the cheapest rates regions in the country, Grant, Chelan, and Douglas are the three most cheapest in the entire nation, and they're raising the price double the price, so it's not cheap anymore. Even though Grant, Chelan, Douglas has the biggest dams out there, and we have like 40 in Washington, we have like 40 plus dams on the Columbia. You got Chief Joseph Dam, you have Grand Coulee Dam, you have Rocky River Dam. All these dams powering the entire. They say Washington can power 9 states and half of Canada. Well, that tells you right there what you need to know. They're just basically trying. They're trying to force people to go back to work. And the only way to do it is raise the rates. As soon as everyone gets back to work and they realize work is work, they will lower the price again. But in the meantime, these food prices are, there for a reason, and that is because they want to raise the prices on the, you know, So I guess the one fly fishing company is so broke that they're offering buy one get one frees. Hmm. More spam going into my box too. So but the point is, you got to ask yourself, why was I cranky? I mean, look, that's one of the reasons. Was the other day I was cranky because someone said, "Oh well, get a credit card." Yeah, but what if your credit card readers, your debit card readers, we have an entire power outage nationwide, your cards won't work. How are you going to survive? How are you going to eat? How are you going to make spot? Well, if the power grid's out, you can't use your stove, you can't use your oven. What are you going to do? Go outside and you have 2 days to empty your freezer. So what are you going to do? Open up your stove and stuff and everything else. I mean, you'd buy, but people would be flocking to buy ice. The ice would run out quickly. You'd have to make sure that the first one in the store. And the stores have no power. They can't sell anything. So technically, no stores running, no power means stores are closed. So you have to prepare for an emergency. And a lot of people don't think about no power means no grocery stores. I mean, back in the day, the old ice boxes ran with just blocks of ice, and that was how they kept the food cold until they found a way to compress the freon to cool your refrigerators. But when power goes out, then what? People will be fleeing to gas stations, which bad gas stations won't work because the pumps won't work. People will be fleeing to the sporting goods stores. Sporting goods stores, unless they're open with their windows open and natural light, and running with the door open with lanterns, lantern fuel would be gone quickly. Not a lot of camping places keep a lot of lantern fuel, like white gas or kerosene, or so your Coleman stove would be used temporarily till everyone took all the white gas. But the thing is how would they bring the the gas up if quote unquote there is no um, power to run the register or the lights. I mean, people have gotten so into the convenience of electricity is king and queen that they don't think about what happens, if something happens. Picture someone buying a small mini generator, right? The clean energy converters, right? Someone would steal it, but then they'd realize they couldn't use it even if they stole your generator due to the fact that there's no gasoline to power it because the pumps are not working. What would you do? Have a generator to power the pumps? The generators would last so long until the power ran out. And then what? Then even if they did have power for the stores through generators, then what? How would they run the card readers? Card readers use it through the internet and phone systems. Well, the phones are down. I mean, you got to look at the big picture of everything going on, and everything looks like crap, pretty much. So people would be worried about their emergency supplies, emergency this, emergency that, but people don't realize it's a bigger picture there. Chloe realizes it about the electricity part, but that means you couldn't run your streaming services, you couldn't run your internet, you couldn't run anything. I mean, literally. So as Chloe said, we could be vulnerable on the power grid, but no one thinks about that. They're thinking about the economy. They're thinking about you know And there's a lot of places out there, people that have no jobs right now, that don't want jobs. They live on food stamps, they live on free cell phone, free internet, and then they go to places to get free electricity every month, and their rent covered. And me and Chloe, we pay our rent every day, which reminds me, the rent needs to be paid today, so the money order should be on my desk. Yeah, here it is. Money order 1 and money order 2, so I got to put it in an envelope for Chloe. So the money orders are made. All we got to do is put it in the into the box and the rent's paid. So our rent's paid for the month, but still. All we gotta do is get an envelope, drop it up. Or Chloe can drop up the money orders when she's out and about today when she goes to the post office. But still, you gotta think about the big picture. What's gonna happen in the future. That's the truth. And why was I kind of cranky? Like I said, Chloe made it cranky because, she's always asking, who's going to pay for this? Well, the thing is, it's not my fucking job to support someone who doesn't want to buy shampoo and conditioner or shaving cream, razor blades, or bar soap, dish pellets. She buys dish pellets because she wants to use the dishwasher. That's fine. I buy dish pellets too. But thing is, it's not my job to go buy dish soap. I mean, I bought the last 12 bottles of dish soap. I mean, someone has to pony up eventually. Did I put the cocktail sauce in the fridge or did I skip it? I can't remember. Yeah, it's in here. Okay. So it's seeped right there. But we have so much. I gotta go. Gotta dump out. And with very little comments, the point is, Chloe's cranky, I was cranky, people are cranky, the whole thing about, the milk thing made me really edgy because I didn't do any research, but I also thought it was bullshit that we had a troll coming in here and it was more likely Joe Gill because the real Gale would have messaged me. Instead, the real Gale, I was tracking two children that were, what was her answer? 2 children that were stolen or something, it's like, really? And to me, it was, it stumps me, and then looking up the information on the milk, I found out, the milk is, cows, the farmers are having problems because of the grain prices. I mean, literally, and if you look deeper in the grain prices, what do you get? They're using it for breads, rye bread, sourdough bread, regular bread, you know, and their variants, and because the variants of the different grains of wheat and rye, like dark rye and stuff like that, what happens? They got to raise the prices, you know. Yes, I do. So, what do you want to know about the lady? Well, that's the question I ask you. What do you want to know about the lady? Because the real Airwolf is still around. The TV show Airwolf is destroyed, but the real Airwolf is still around. You see, I know this. And don't ask me how I know because it's classified. Airwolf was designed with 14 types of weapons. 3-man helicopter. If you strip the armaments, you can get 5 people in the helicopter. Designed to go to Mach 2. Can be refueled by a refueling tanker. So what would you like to know about Airwolf? I just gave you some information. Carries sunburst for heat-seeking missiles, machine guns, cannons, strike missiles. Strike missiles actually what they call a nuclear-tipped missile on the helicopter. Michael Goldberg's III, codenamed Archangel, Stringfellow Hawk, Dominic Santini, Caitlin, Sinjin. Want more? I can tell you more. You see? So if you will ask me about something like that, well, Colonel Hannibal Smith, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army, Mr. T, Sergeant B.A. Baracus. His van was a GMC van, by the way. Or what about Michael Knight, the Knight Industry 2000, also known as KIT. Car, the Knight Automated Roving Robot. or the Night Industry 2000, the Night Industry 3000, or the Night Industry whatever Mustang Ford GT Shelby. See, I'm well versed in it. So, you ask a question, I just ask, what do you want to know? There's only one way to bring down Airwolf besides it crashing. There's only one weakness to it. Otherwise, it's pretty much everything proof. 99% everything proof. You see? I know all about it. So, the firm controls it through the CIA, and the firm's a separate organization that keeps Airwolf hidden in case Airwolf is needed. You see? And the only reason Airwolf would have been handed back over is if Sinjin was found. Sir John, Sinjin for short. So, what do you want to know? See, I'm smiling. See, he had to ask that because, there's nothing in the comments. And, I was talking about other issues. My coffee's almost empty, by the way, for this morning. Can you believe that? My coffee's almost empty. So, today's pay the bills. So, we got 4 people watching and not enough people commenting. So, come on, people. You came and tuned into me for updates and coffee time with Rita and stuff. So, throw me a bone out here. But I'm okay, GG. At least you'll comment. Black Jesus has only made 3 comments. I had to explain to Black Jesus and the viewers why I was cranky yesterday. Apparently, I lost a couple subscribers, more likely because of the whole Gale incident, due to the fact that Gale was testing me yesterday at milk. I did some research. Turns out that there's a problem with grains. That's why the cows that's why Gale was talking about how, milk's being less milk's being produced. It's because of the grain pricing. Grain pricing is pretty expensive. So to me, grain, but we lost some subscribers overnight. We lost 3. So to me, I was thinking it had to do with Gale because Gale said goodbye yesterday when it came to the whole milk incident. I said it was bullshit. I spoke my mind. I actually was kind of aggressive, is what Black Jesus was saying. But you know what? Sometimes I am aggressive, and the reason for it is people don't listen. And the thing is, you got to stockpile your food. You got to make sure you do it. We were talking about this morning, Power Grid. If the grid ever failed, debit cards wouldn't work. Grocery stores couldn't produce. The grocery stores would take cash if the cash registers worked, but they couldn't use debit cards. And when everyone sucked up everything in the grocery store, things would happen. I mean, I was talking about gas pumps. Most gas stations don't have a generator to run their gas pumps to pump gas. Other gas stations could do it, but at the same time, what about sporting goods stores? What if people want to buy white gas or Coleman fuel or unleaded glass to use their Coleman grills or Coleman stoves, or what if you want to buy little cans of propane, I mean, you got to stockpile and be careful with it, but the thing is, and if you have your own little generator, someone would pinch it, but then what happens when it ran out of gas? Then what would they do? Oh, well, the generator got stolen, but I can't run it because there's no gas for it, There must be something you limit. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I was talking about, I was talking about the pros and cons of things. Why was I aggressive? I'll tell you, as I told Black Jesus. Yesterday, my father-in-law called me around, I don't know, I found out I still have a history vault on Amazon, so I've been watching documentaries. I watched one on George Washington, learning about the Revolutionary War, and I'm trying to educate myself on the Revolutionary War and Civil War and, so I can be more knowledgeable of, people say, oh, well, you're watching the wrong media. No, we're not watching the wrong media. This is why they had documentaries about this thing like George Washington. Fortunately, the problem is with me, I'm trying to maintain. Why am I upset? Well, let's see. You heard me laugh. You weren't around last night. You were on a date, but I made a joke with Chloe because Chloe went and bought chips and salsa again for dinner. And, the other day, Saturday, she told me, oh, well, I went off island to check for tobacco, to another island nearby. But they didn't have tobacco, but I spent $26 for um, this Chipotle sausage. So, to me, I thought it was funny, oh, you went there for the Chipotle sausage. But yeah, okay, cool. So the tobacco was a secondary. You were going for your sausage. If I was going for sausage, I would have gotten more than two packages. But, $13 a pound. It is what it is. So Chloe made burgers last night, had buns and everything. But to me, I had a box of shrimp. I had a box of butterfly shrimp and shrimp cocktail for dinner. And I am having those ribs. I just figured I'll just get it out of the way and eat those ribs. But the point is, there is some good stuff in America. But last night I was aggressive because I was saying it's bullshit about the milk. No one's getting. I mean, look, you're on a fixed income, I assume. Where you live, Gigi. So, to me, I can't see you parting with $10 for a gallon of milk. So you know what? I could see you sitting there. If you have children, I don't know if you have children. I could see you sitting there being not a closed-minded, an open-minded American, and being like, "Fuck the milk price, $10 a gallon. I'll just cut it out." So no kid of mine's gonna eat cereal. No kid of mine's gonna have $10 of milk. What do? You turn around and you tell your kid, for $10, I got two 5 pound buckets, or not 5 pound, yeah, 5 pound tubs or things of oatmeal and some brown sugar. You'd be feeding your kids like in the 40s and 30s and so forth oatmeal for breakfast. I mean, that would be the scientific logical to cut your milk out. You'd cut out your milk. If you look at your cream being expensive, you'd either learn to drink your coffee black, or you would basically drink your coffee black and throw in a little sugar to make it taste a little better. The thing is there's ways around paying $10 for a gallon of milk. So I looked into it and I found out that the problem is farmers are having problems with the grain prices, the feed for their cows. Well, think of what the grain's been doing. The rye, the wheat, the sourdough, the dark rye, the other variants of rye and wheat and so forth, because there is different variants of different grains that they're used. They're used for breads, they're used for beers, they're used for whiskeys. So if everyone's basically seeing grain go through the roof, why is it going through the roof? I explained that this morning, Gigi. I said, look, 12 million people are unemployed. They're living on food stamps, they're living on free cell phones, free internet, and some places are giving them free rent and free electricity. Why should they work if they're doing this? Why they just go to this place? Oh, I can't pay my electricity bill. Here you go. Voucher, out the door they go. With me, of course, the problem is. Oh, yeah, I mean, there's programs out there, but the thing is, the point is look at what's going on in this country. A lot of people want to go stay home, and as long as they stay home, Miss Gigi, what's going to happen? Unemployment's going to stay high. But at the same time, they want to work from home. They don't want to go to work. Restaurants are failing. I mean, I just realized there are like 6 or 7 restaurants on this island closed permanently. One burned up in a fire. 3 other businesses besides that burned up in fire. And yet, out of love for these people who lost their businesses to arson, the American people need to realize that you can't always stay home to work home. And if you can't do that, they're going to cripple that. And as long as they stay home, Miss Gigi, people aren't going to go to work, and people are going to stay home, and streaming services are going to be the way they are for their streaming service. Eventually, they're going to raise streaming services because people are going to be using the streaming services as a babysitter for them to watch TV. But also, they don't want to send their kids to school because of shooting. He's actually having fun with his toilet paper roll. That's his toy. And then what happens also on that, Miss Gigi? I'll tell you. Besides them not wanting to go to work, that cripples the entire restaurant industry and hotel industry. Some people are traveling, but with them saying there's more coronavirus variants coming out, and we got to be careful. Winter time being 100 million plus, fall and winter, yada yada yada, cooler weather. It's fine and dandy, but the point is you got to look at the big picture. As long as people aren't willing to go to work and they want to work at home, factory jobs are going to be running, meat packing plants are going to be running 30%. The canned food departments, or your spam, your chilies, your soups, and everything else, 30%. Your factory jobs are running, and the ones that do have factories and that mostly make the food, they're at 30%. The Chinese are running really behind. They got a full lockdown. So, with that said, all our shipping containers are backed up on our ports. They're not moving fast enough. We just spent some money getting truck chassis and more semi-truck fronts. We can have everything delivered to the Walmart. But Walmart, Target, Fred Meyer's, Kroger's, Rally's, Safeway, Albertsons, etc., the grocery stores, like Aldi's and Giant Eagle and so forth out there, they're basically cutting corners. People are cutting their budget, buying only what's needed. So the cheaper stuff that you can live on for a month is sold out for months on end. Toilet paper, some people are using the shower as their toilet paper to get by because they know they can get free electricity. But what are they doing? They're basically buying more groceries and less toilet paper or no toilet paper and other things. So if you look at the big picture of what's going on in this economy, people don't want to work, so they're finding loopholes to, do things. And then, you see Walmart and Target and other stores, saying, well, our quarterly earnings are down due to the fact that there is no stimulus checks stimulating TVs, video games, computers, whether it be laptops, desktops, tablets, cell phones. And what are they doing? They're doing that, And so the point is look at, they say, oh, we might have a recession for 6 months or a year, 2 years or 3 years or 30 years. Thing is as long as people aren't willing to work, that's going through the roof. And everyone out there is expecting a handout for someone else. Look at look at Poppy, my neighbor. They know I have a genuine gold heart, so they're using my streaming service. Fine. I offer my aunt, my uncle, and my cousin-in-law. They never, maybe my aunt can't. Maybe my aunt, being on a fixed income, can't afford the postage stamps. That's why I buy. That's why I buy books of stamps so I can keep writing them. I support the postal service, but at the same time, someone's got to support the postal service. And I support handwritten letters, So to me, if you look at the economy, no stimulus checks, there's a cooling trend on the economy. So supply is high, demand is low, so people are paying more. So you got to look at the big picture and say, well, I need a month's worth of food. What am I going to do? So you go to Walmart, like yesterday's, Black Jesus was like, oh, we're aggressive. Well, how would you feel if you went to spend 58 cents a can of soup and they're allowing 12, but you can only pick up that 12 cans of soup? And then when you write Walmart an email, talk to them in their Walmart customer service, they say even if you're a member and you want to order certain things, the Walmart brands are usually pickup only. So, the thing is, even as a member, you can't basically get your food delivered, here. So you're stuck buying Campbell's or Progresso and you're double paying the price. So and then when you look through your list, you're like, okay, I'm going to buy 24 cans. And they're like, nope, you can only buy 12 cans per day. So if you place an order and then it gets shipped, then you place another order and you get more soup, But at the same time, they're limiting you on 12 of everything. Except for meats, meats you got to go into the store, and then they limit those, Yeah, exactly. Grain problems due to the war in Ukraine. Gas problems because of the war in Ukraine and Russia. We were buying Russian oil, but Russian oil has been sanctioned. So, what happened to all our oil in this country that we had produced? We've been selling it to other countries to make profit. So we sell our oil, we buy oil cheap, and now that we can't buy oil cheap, the consumers are paying more for it, and people are pissed about it. It's not a Republican or Democratic problem; it's a Democrat Republican both problem, or as I call it, an American problem. And so people need to realize what's going on in this country. And people say, oh, well, it's the Democrats. I mean, look at what Dad said last night. There could be a civil war on abortions or a civil war on guns. I mean, literally. I mean, as I said, yesterday, if you were following my channel, Gigi, I said the gun owners are thumbing their noses at the people of America. They think their Second Amendment is absolute concrete. All it takes is the older generation of the gun owners to all die, and the newer generation wanting peace, and so the states flip all blue. And then what? They do a ratified amendment to the Constitution taking away everyone's guns, or limiting the gun availability because it isn't concrete, because the Second Amendment is not considered absolute. First, they say malicious. Second, they say it shall not be infringed. Doesn't say anything in between. So if you look at your thing, it's not absolute. Even Justice Scalia said it's not absolute. I mean, but we're not here to talk about, civil war happening because of guns. It could. Civil war could also happen for abortions. Civil war could happen if people are married into a interracial marriage, and they're saying you can't have interracial marriage. Civil war could happen if they try taking away same-sex marriages. Civil war could happen if 2 million transgender people can't get their hormones or sex changes because, they're being singled out. I mean, literally what you're looking at is they're trying to force us back into a time when everything was before 1950s, to the point where, instead of having milk with your cereal, they cut out milk and cereal and you're eating oatmeal. The problem is we don't have the oil reserves. Our oil reserves are empty, and Biden's trying to refill it. But the problem is we'd have 80 days of oil reserves, and then we'd have to refill again. Thing is, our oil is being sold off like hotcakes. And then we're relying on China, but China's under lockdown. So all our shipping containers that we have that's ready to go to the stores, people aren't buying because they have to cut corners to buy food. And the ones that do go to work every day, the middle or high income earners, the middle class, they're basically doing a little better, but not as better, because now they got to pay exuberant prices in gas. They got to pay exuberant prices in food. Whereas the lower class, they're just like, oh, well, if I can't work at home, fuck it, I ain't going to work. So what happens? They stay home. They know agencies will pay their rent. They know agencies will pay their electricity. They get free internet, free phone, free cell phone, and food. And so that why should they work? Whereas then the stores, as I said, the stores and these business owners that are seeing their 12 million people staying at home, what are they doing? They're raising the prices up. They're punishing the middle class earners and the rich, but they're also punishing everyone else in between that doesn't want to work by basically saying, you want that loaf of bread, we'll raise it to $10. And if you pay the $10, we'll raise it to $20. Eventually, they're going to raise it so high. It's not about grain prices, and it's about getting people back to work. People are going to realize, Making noise, are we, huh? Making noise? Look at that. He's making noise. Hi. Yeah, you're a good little bonbon. And if there is a civil war, it ain't going to be 2024, I don't think, GG, because, God would have given me the vision right now. There is no civil war. I mean, the thing is we just got to sit back and wait and see, In the meantime, I'm going to study up on the Civil War. I'm going to study up on the Revolutionary War so I can be educated. Because, everything happened for a reason. King George II wanted us to be second-class citizens over here. He wanted to, and so what happened? Eventually, we revolted, the whole Boston Tea Party and everything else, and we're not paying excess taxes to the king. Well, We got rid of that. Okay, let's just break it down for a minute. I saw Washington last night. I've seen Adams, John Adams, right? Let's break down the whole Civil War thing. Okay, Civil War happened because of the slaves. Slave owners didn't want to give up their slaves, and slaves, black, George Washington was a slave owner. People know that. John Adams was a slave owner. Others were, but came to Abraham Lincoln, he dissolved it. But here's the kicker of the whole Civil War thing. That was over slave owners, right? Now, what was the Revolutionary War? They were revolting against the King of England and they wanted their own government. But problem is they didn't want the king's taxes, right? So what happens? They revolted. And in the end, the Civil War, the Revolutionary War happened. We won after 7 years of fighting. They sent ships over here. France came out to back us up. Eventually, we won. But it was a long and bloody battle for our freedom. And because of it, where's my keys? Did Chloe move my keys again, or did I move them? I can't remember where my keys went. I can always flip my knife out and open it that way. I just don't like using the knife or blade for just a can, but I can if I have to. I just want to know where my keys went, Okay, so the keys aren't there. Keys aren't there. Chloe usually says, "Oh, I need your keys for whatever," but phone's charging. So my point is look at the big picture here, okay? I don't know where my keys went. This is the thing, my keys went missing. Something always goes fucking missing, I tell you. Today it's my keys. Yesterday it's something else. Usually I keep my keys on the windowsill, but maybe it's in here. Let me go look. Here it is. So basically what happened is, we got tired of taxes, right? But what happened? Now we're paying more in taxes than any other country in the fucking world. I mean, look, some crackpot son of a bitch thinks the suppressed AR purchases, they're going to make it thousands and thousands of percentage on taxes. Thousands and thousands of percentages. Who the fuck comes up with this? Next, they're going to be semi-automatic handguns, 2% sales tax, or 3%, or 10%, 10,000%. They'll just keep raising the tax till there's a revolt against taxes for guns, right? This is this guy's idea. It's a Democrat. This guy's a dipshit. Can't just keep raising taxes, Hawaii's already looking to be sued. I was telling this to Dad last night. We were talking about violations of the Constitution. Hawaii passed a bill over the weekend. Red flag laws. Okay, well, if that's what you guys want, that's fine and dandy with me. I don't care. But then they said, here's the kicker of Hawaii's new gun law. To own a gun, you must buy and take a gun course first. Gun course. If they want to force a gun course to own a gun, well, that's infringing the Second Amendment. Well, what else is infringement of the Second Amendment? You must now be registered and have a license in the state of Hawaii to buy a gun. So not only you have to be certified to use that fucking gun, but you got to be certified by the state of Hawaii to buy a permit to own that gun. So not only do you have to have a special permit that's a tax, basically, a tax permit, that is a tax permit for owning a handgun. Then say, oh yeah, I need a shotgun. Then you got to go back to school and take a shotgun course and get certified for shotguns. Another tax. Then you got to be certified if you want an AR-15 for another tax. Then on top of that, you have to own a safe for AR-15, your shotgun, and your handgun. So you have to have all these things, and that's basically what is a violation of the Second Amendment. You don't sit there and say to someone, we are going to, quote unquote, have you have a license to own it. No. The Second Amendment doesn't say you need a fucking license to own a fucking gun. Plain and simple. There's where I fucking draw the line. And this is we're saving the people. Bullshit. That's basically a violation of shall not be fucking infringed. But they say gun ownership is not absolute. Maybe not. But the thing is, the only way to make it not absolute is to have 2/3 of states blue. So the best course of action for the government is this. Eventually, Pee Wee and I already said this a long time ago. Good morning, Pee Wee. I see you there in the corner, by the way, sweetheart. So let me just put it to you this way, okay? Now, Pee Wee probably agrees that's an infringement of the ownership in Hawaii, okay? Good morning, Pee Wee, again, sweetheart. Good to see you. Point I'm making is this, okay? If you need a fucking gun permit to own one, that's infringement right there. But if you want to dissolve the Second Amendment completely, here's how you do it. And Pee Wee would probably agree, and this is what the fucking Republicans and Democrats are doing right now. They're sitting on their butt, okay? Here's what they're doing. The white rhinos and both Democrats and Republicans are waiting for the older generation, the generation where the Vietnam War people, they're dying off. The Korean War people, they're dying off. The Korean War veterans are dying off, right? World War One, they're all dead. World War Two, they're almost all dead, or not, or they are all the veterans, right? Then you got the Korea War veterans; they're dying off. Then you have the Vietnam War veterans. Then you have the other small skirmishes, including the First Gulf War, Second Gulf War, the Afghan War, the Iranian War. Some of them are dying off, right? What they're doing is they're turning around and they're hoping that all these fucking old gun-toting assholes die. They're not assholes. I'm just saying that, part of my video. And what are they doing? They're hoping they all die, and the fucking new generation, the Gen Zers and the millennials and the Yers and the other generations will turn around and flip the states blue because they want more handouts, going more socialist and communist. And in return, they flip it all blue. What do? They got what they want. They go ahead and say, okay, 2/3 of the state are blue. We ratify the Second Amendment. Guns are gone. See, they just have to wait until either one, everything is blue and they ratify it. Two, they see enough carnage and bloodshed of their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren to say enough's enough. And then they go and they push their Congress and senators to go ahead and change the Second Amendment. Or they push them to get off their lazy ass. Number three, to make tighter gun control regulations. Think of it. So those are the only options I can think of. Now, if I'm missing something, Pee Wee will probably correct me, but I think I'm completely and absolutely right. Now, Pee Wee says, I'm going to basically refusal to work to perceive election fraud. I don't think it's about election fraud, but Pee Wee says inflation's so high, people don't want to pay for the price in stores and have cuts. Oh, by the way, Pee Wee, I did some research for you since you just tuned in. Okay, so I did look in some research on the milk problem. The milk problem isn't really a problem because every state has their own dairies to make milk. Like my milk comes out of Seattle or Mount Vernon or Bo Washington or Sumas, Deming, or whatever, right? So there's no problem there. The problem with the milk is it's the cows. The farmers are paying too much for grain, wheat, rye, barley, and that stuff is used for multiple applications. So people are excessively using it, so the farmers have to pay more because it's being turned into grain. Now, for example, wheat, barley, rye, sourdough, that stuff, it's going through the roof because people are making bread at home. They're buying bread mix and buying it at home. But there's more to the story than that. Other people are using it for other applications. Booze, for example, right? Actual booze, wheat, barley, rye, sourdough, etc., and the variants of the stuff, right? So the variants of those are being used. But someone said to me the other day, well, potatoes are going in price. Well, potato has multiple dual purposes, or more than one purpose. One is you can bake them, you can fry them, you can mince them, do all that stuff for cooking purposes, or potatoes can be used to make vodka, real potato vodka. I've had real potato vodka, And so, and look at the Mexicans, for example. Their agave plants, they're planting as much agave as possible, but agave is going through the roof. So blue agave, I believe it is, or something like that, is going through the roof. So that's being purposed, So you got all this stuff. Aloe's going up. People are drinking aloe drinks. So that's going up. So all these things are going up. Farmers have to raise the prices because they know that, for example, right now we're in a pandemic. So what is people most likely wanting to buy to survive? Not bread. They want to buy booze. So the farmers are having most of their grain turned into alcohol, grain alcohol, wheat alcohol, rye alcohol, sourdough alcohol, etc., etc. And then when they're not doing that, they're basically seeing the cows, the farmers paying more money for cows. So Gail says, "Oh, milk will be $10." I looked into it. Milk's not going to be $10 because currently they say the milk will never be $10. Each farmer in each state will, the state has a semi-regulation of pricing. So what Gail was saying was completely wrong. There is a grain problem, so the cows have to, so the farmers. But remember what I said a year ago or 2 years ago, when the pandemic's going, and the meat packing plants were shut down because of coronavirus. Those pigs and animals were cows, pigs, goats, lamb, caribou, moose, elk, farm raised stuff like that, the live game, buffalo. They were basically getting fatter and fatter. So who's paying for the slaughter of these animals that we don't get to eat? We are, when they raise the prices on our meat. So chickens, there's two types of chicken flus out there. One set killed off most of our chicken laying eggs. That's why eggs are a little more money. Two is the chickens that were also slaughtered was for making like roasted chickens and cooked chicken, fried chicken, etc. That is up there in price too. So everyone has a problem when it comes to the chicken pricing. So, when you look at the chicken pricing, etc., etc., it's because everything is being passed on to the consumer. So your inflation's higher because the farmers decided, well, if we're going to be producing meat and the government ain't going to bail us out for it, fuck them. The consumers can pay for it. So, and let's just say, refusal to vote us. Gas prices take away from entertainment or food budget. So that is a big factor in the availability of extra money for non. Yeah, but someone like me basically doesn't pay for gas. We're basically putting more into food, or cutting our budget by not buying things that we don't truly need. For example, I'm teaching Chloe, to use her food stamps, to just buy an entire block of food on Walmart and just basically get it all done like I did, and then just order. I mean, she likes her little teriyaki things, buy 12 at a time, or her spicy beef chow mains. I looked those up today, and just buy them like in the bulk at $1.12, and just eat those. Get what she like ramens and a few other things, and rotate them out. She should be fine for the month without worrying about paying $26 for 2 pounds of sausages. We're not gonna be Chloe in any way, shape, or form. But things are getting to the point where everything's too expensive. I mean, literally. The other day I was talking to Chloe about Pringles. Yeah, good morning. You're gonna have to take those up there. Manager emailed me.
I'm gonna hop in the shower so I get these up here.
Yeah, and then you'll have to take the phone. It's charging. By the way, if that insurance lady calls, go Chloe on her ass, because I don't want to hear from her today. The funeral home hasn't emailed me yet, so I don't think they will. Remember, I got an email from the one funeral home in Anacortes and Mount Vernon saying I'm weird. It does help to have people bitch about inflation. Yeah, well, the problem is me and Pee Wee have warned people 6 months ago to a year. I mean, look, the other day, Pee Wee wrote me saying, well, stimulus checks doesn't have to do anything with inflation. Actually, it does. You see, stimulus checks, as I explained to Pee Wee yesterday, is when we've got the stimulus checks, people are buying TVs, video games systems, computers, laptops, desktops, cell phones. Pee Wee and I were buying supplies to keep us surviving food-wise, toilet paper, food, etc. Pee Wee and I worked together, and we told others to do it. Some people bought a freezer and bought $100 in meat. Other people bought a freezer and bought $300 in meat and a TV. I mean, some people spent their entire stimulus check on an iPhone, which Gail at the time said you can't eat an iPhone. Even Pee Wee said that, or a Samsung phone. But you see where I'm going with this? I got to run to the bathroom real quick. So, the bottom line is, I'm going to answer the comments first. The bottom line is it's not about bitching so much as inflation. So what happened is the stimulus check stopped, right? And the government, was told, oh, we need more stimulus checks to keep the economy going. Well, who's going to pay for it, right? With 12 million or plus jobs out of job, people are doing it. What does the government do? They dump all this excess money from the other Build Back American stuff to help with people going in and saying, "Oh well, I'm unemployed. I need my." They quit their job because they want to stay home. And if they got to stay at home and they can't work from home, they don't want to work. So what happens? Groups like two groups here on the island, and then the same groups have offices in other islands, are paying for people's electricity monthly and rent. But me and Chloe, we don't qualify. So Chloe just looked at me today and said, "Oh, the rent? Okay, we'll pay the rent. Grab the money orders. I'll go take a shower first and pay it. Okay, cool. No problem." Manager email and says his rent can be covered. But my point is there's people out there freeloading and sponging, and they don't want to work. So that's another reason why the stores are raising the prices so high. But at the same time, the stimulus checks, as Pee Wee knows, stopped. And now everyone's pushing for more stimulus checks to stimulate the economy, including Walmart and Target, because their quarterly earnings are down. But look what happens. No stimulus checks, there's a cooling trend. Not enough truck chassis to tow the containers to the train depots or cross country to deliver them to the warehouses. So instead, we're paying billions of dollars for aircraft carriers and submarines, destroyers, and frigates, airplanes, and so forth. Our military is more important than these truck chassis. So the economy is to a grinding halt. So supply is low, demand is high. Supply and demand would be balanced out if we had enough truck chassis. Trust me on this. I know this exactly. I've done the research. I can hang for another 50. I completed my primary ballot for California governor today. We'll have Dan deliver it before tomorrow. Oh, that's cool. In my town, people are lazy and don't want to work. Would rather live off this. You see? There you go. Pee Wee's completely right. They want to live off the government tea. Let me go use the bathroom. I'll continue. I wanted to make a statement this morning. A polite gesture, not a demand. Whatever you have in your food cart for yourself, you might want when you get done with the chores today, cleaning my office up and stuff. They take 5 or 10 or 15 minutes to cook in the shop. So I suggest you do today. I'll go over it with you too from the living room. You just bring your computer out to help if you need to. I got 96 packages of ramen coming. Spicy ramen. So just to let you know, leave my ramen alone. There is some of your chow mein, by the way. Some of the, I love cooking. A little more money if you want to be spicy. Chow mein, I think, but you want to get a can or two of spam, do that, stuff like that to figure it out. So I'd recommend that, Chloe. All right, so let's get back to the comments. Got my cup there, by the way. Pee Wee says, rather live off. That's the thing, but here's the problem with the living off the government Pee Wee is the government is running out of the extended food stamps in July. So unless they re-upper it, people have to go back to work. You see where I'm going about that? I want to rename that Let's Go Rita, not Let's Go Brandon. Let's Go Rita sounds a lot better than Let's Go Brandon. So let's just continue. Dan drives 75 miles round trip to work at 6:49 for gas. He wants a raise. Almost impossible to share a ride since his hours are different than other people works. Oh, by the way, I did watch your video, by the way. Thanks for sharing it, by the way. But the whole thing with where you live and stuff. And that video was really informational. So the point that I don't see a civil war in the very near future because the American people are lazy and many do not want to make the effort. Just saying, yeah, exactly. That's why I was doing a research on Civil War and Revolutionary War too, because I agree. And with the price of guns the way they are, the average Americans, 2/3 of them don't own the guns. And as I told Chloe last night, Chloe was asking a stupid question last night. She was asking if Donald Trump would change the police over to be the new military. I said the military that took oaths owns M16s. The police officers use AR-15s. The AR-15s cannot be turned into an automatic weapon. All they got to do is if there's a whole bunch of policemen standing on one side and the military on the other, all they got to do, remember I'm a weapons expert, so I know these things. They can either use the M203 on the bottom or have a standalone guy using an M79 or a couple M79ers. You know what happens? 40 millimeter grenade can wipe out 12 or more freaking policemen just standing around. If the military and the police confront it and the police are saying they're the new military, as I told Chloe and Poppy, the police would be wiped out and the military would be standing with that. Think of it. The only thing the police would have is body armor, but if you use a grenade, what was that? Mission Impossible 1, red light, green light. Hasta lasagna, wouldn't want to get any on ya. See? Liberals just take the screwing and smile and complain if others whine because they're too ignorant to see the big picture. Well, do you think I see the big picture, or am I ignorant, Pee-wee? My cousin Corey thinks I'm one ignorant piece of shit, I think. Stockpile right now, lots of products in store only because items arrive that were being held in limbo at ports. But the price of gas, we can expect everything to go up and become scarce. Well, yeah, and remember what I said, Pee-wee. Your son's a truck driver, or was a truck driver, right? Your son probably can agree with me that if they put more money instead of military in the truck chassis, we can move all our stuff to warehouses. But at the same time, as I told GG, our oil reserve is empty. So how are we going to basically keep the oil prices down without an oil reserve, you see? And then says Pee-wee retracted a message. What will determine the future of the U.S. win the election in November? Yeah, but you know as well as I do, Pee-wee, the election's not going to look good. I mean, look, I've said this time and time again. I already know the outcome. You should know me by now. I know the outcome. Big man upstairs told me, but I can't tell you. I can't tell you because the last time I told people, remember what happened? Dinky and you and Dan and Chris and Higgins and all the loving people that supported our commander-in-chief at the time said it would never happen. I said, watch it happen. People voted. Might be a stolen election. It might have not been a stolen election. Thing is, I don't give a shit. We're already 2 years in. Problem is, midterms are going to basically justify it. There's 5 things the Supreme Court's looking at. 2 of them could basically be the nail in the coffin. One is Roe versus Wade is overturned. They say the suburban mothers who might not want kids will go to the poll and vote the damn son of bitches out. End of story. So what are they doing? They're going to drag out to the opinion piece until either A, they find the person that leaked it, or B, they turn around and vote to take it away. And then the suburban moms go out in November and vote the son of bitches out too. They're waiting to see what happens with gun control too. Supreme Court and the whole concealed carry thing. If everyone's carrying a concealed carry gun because they overturned the New York law, suburban moms already said because they don't feel safe taking their kids to school or having their kids in school, they might try to find a way to enroll them in homeschooling because they don't want their kids at home, so they'll vote against the fuckers anyways. So anyway, look at it. It's basically a volatile situation. You're either going to throw a kerosene bomb on the fire or throw a Coleman fuel fire on that, or a gasoline bomb, or even a hydrogen, or, whatever. There's going to be fuel thrown on the fire. So we have to basically watch and minimize by basically waiting. Now, and, everyone knows the inflation isn't blamed by Biden. The oil thing, it's both oil, the gas pricing is blamed on Democrats and Republicans that got together to sell our oil to other countries. While we were thinking we'd get cheaper oil by buying from Russia. But the only one buying from Russia right now is China. China is basically the only one supporting Russia. You see where I'm going with this? So, I hope you don't think I'm naive. Let's see. What if the Costco, Sam's Club, Walmart have an abundance of products and we'll be having sales to get rid of that stuff that was held in ports during the pandemic? Watch expiration. Oh, yeah, but, I don't use Costco and I surely don't use Sam's Club like others. I use Walmart. Are 2 years old and are ready to expire. And now we'll shut up for a while. I said what I had to say. Look, Pee-wee, you can say anything you want. I mean, literally, the thing is I asked a logical question. Am I naive? I don't think so. All I know is people think, that I don't know anything about what's going on in politics. Some people think Roe versus Wade won't matter. The states will make the determination. But the states keep making the determination from the state levels, and it doesn't collaborate with what a woman wants. They're going to go to the voting polls and vote them all out from every state. We can see a big state, red state flipping blue because of it. And then what happens, huh? Then people turn around and say, "Oh well, the states flip blue because of gun rights, and because of Roe versus Wade." I mean, we have to wait and see what's going to happen. I mean, I mean, this is how I see it, you know. But then again, you know, the good man upstairs already told me what's going to happen, you know. Well, yeah, exactly. We've said this ourselves time and time again. The train left the station a year ago. Well, yeah, the suburban. It's been in the newspapers all the time. I mean, you don't see it on CNN. You don't see it on Fox News. You don't see it on any of the major news networks. You read the newspapers, the actual physical papers, like I do daily. And you know what? They say the suburban moms are going to make the decision. And right now, the Republicans are scared because they know that if the Supreme Court cannot reverse Roe versus Wade, it's over. It's literally over. Suburban moms all over the country will vote, and the rural moms will vote to basically get rid of these jackoffs because they believe that their rights are being taken away. Not to mention, it starts an entire forest fire, basically, or as they call it, a pandemic of of and not like insubordination, but basically it infects the entire country. You know, next, if they took away that, then they got to watch for the South rising, and the South rising meaning basically, as I said, Gigi, the South rising on the fact that blacks are going to go out and vote in droves in the South. They're going to get in line for hours upon hours to vote to get these assholes out. To the fact that not only Roe versus Wade was taken away, that they're going to see that as same-sex marriages are taken away. Transgender people are going to vote in droves to keep their sex changes in line, and on top of that, interracial marriage could go away. So all this from Roe versus Wade will collapse a lot of basically people's freedoms in the Constitution or the amendments. And guess what? They'll go vote in droves. Next, you know, the Republican Party is completely, thoroughly fractured and cut off from the people because, you know, you see this coming down the pipe. So when you say, oh, I don't know anything, read the newspapers. The suburban moms, the African Americans, the Hispanics, they're going to vote in droves. They're going to vote in pure droves. They're also saying that this, if they cannot, and people are going and contacting both sides of the party, Republican and Democrat, saying do something about guns, even if it's meaningful. They can't pass any meaningful legislation. They said, quote unquote, they're going to stand up and say enough's enough because they don't want another Uvalde. They don't want to read the thing is there is people out there saying how many people are going to die at the hands of insane people, right? Well, let's talk about that for a second. Insane people. Look what happened. 10 days, 12, 13 days before a grocery store was hit. 10 people dead, multiple wounded. Then Uvalde happened. 19 dead, 21 total, 2 adults dead. People are now saying we need something done. Suburban moms, rural moms, they're afraid to send their kids to school because you know some of the schooling people don't have the resources and you know. And the other thing is, here's the other thing that people don't read about. How many people out there, Gigi, Pee-wee probably knows where I'm going, that owns a home and they keep raising your fucking property taxes. And then you ask what the property taxes are for, and they say, oh, well, we can't tell you. And yet, there's no resources when you raise the property taxes of a homeowner like Pee-wee, but they won't go and put in police or security guards to protect Pee-wee School District. Then all of a sudden, magically, Pee-wee School District hits, and they're like, well, we paid our taxes to you fuckers, and you basically didn't put some resources to the schools. Now we get hit. And what are you doing about it? Well, you know, I mean, literally the thing is you got to look at it. Taxes go up, services aren't being provided. Think about it. Yeah. I mean, literally, if you go look at it, schools keep saying we need to raise taxes. And yet, say Sister Pee-wee pays the taxes, yet she doesn't know where money's going on her property tax. They just keep charging it. Every 6 months, they rip someone off for it. But sometimes people need to research where the taxes are going, you know. I mean, I remember living in Grant County. They kept doing tax hikes every year in the election. I kept writing no. One day, the librarian came to me, and she says, hey, Rita, Cherie, great girl, by the way, sweet girl. And her daughter's Cherie, and then Dottie's the assistant librarian. The assistant librarian had a trans man for son, always trying to get me to talk about things. I'm like, no. So one day, Cherie and I were having a conversation outside, and she asked me about taxes. I said, you know what? I keep voting no. She's like, are you a Republican? It doesn't matter if I'm Republican. We're in a Republican county. I vote no. We shouldn't be paying higher taxes for a school that ain't telling us what the money's going for. Then a year later, they want to raise taxes to build like this, and this. I said, no. I mean, literally what was happening is the entire country is going down the toilet. And to me, I'm like, no. I mean, it is what it is. But, the point is, people pay higher taxes. And Pee-wee, I know there's no more stimulus checks. I was saying the stimulus checks, people are pestering for them because they think it has strengthened the economy. No, it just strengthened people buying more bigger TVs. Well, yeah, but, my point is, look what's happening. You got all these people that are going to be watching Supreme Court and everything, Pee-wee and Gigi. And when we get done to the end of the line, you're going to be asking yourself, what the hell happened in 2022's election? Trust me, you're going to be sitting there more likely, and I'm not going to hint it to you, but you're going to be shitting gold bricks wondering what the fuck happened. Because frankly, this is how bad it is. They're going to fucking use everything they can to fucking energize the fucking base. And that is why the Supreme Court's really in a lot of hot water. I see what you're saying. Well, yeah, I carry a lot of clout too. I'm not tolerating this shit anymore. Yeah, well, my family thinks I'm a secret liberal because, they say, oh, well, Roe versus Wade doesn't matter. It's up to the states. Bullshit. If they turn around and they find out, hypothetically, in 2022, women voted against every fucking Republican because their rights were taken away because of 5 Republican Catholic judges, then they're going to sit there shitting their gold bricks themselves going, what the fuck happened? Thing is, they think that if Roe versus Wade, nothing's going to happen, but we got to fucking pick up arms, quote unquote. This is some family members. I'm not going to give names. Taking arms because their inflation's too high. Guess what? I don't give 2 shits about your fucking inflation or your fucking gas prices. I don't fucking drive. So it doesn't affect me. You want to fucking take arms because, all the illegals are voting. I don't see any concrete evidence about illegal voting. I mean, I've done more research than most son of a bitches out there. We know what's coming down the pipe, you and I. Thing is, Roe versus Wade, each state's going to make it themselves. Really? Well, if that's the case, then every fucking state should basically mandate under the 9th and 10th Amendment that they can make their own gun laws, even if it obstructs the Second Amendment of infringing, because each state should have the powers to do it then. But no, that's not. The Second Amendment is concrete. We can't change it. Bullshit. If the fucking gun owners fucking died tomorrow, all the gun owners died tomorrow, and we have all these liberal panty waste wanting electric cars and vegans and vegetarian diets. You know what's going to happen, Pee-wee? They're going to fucking vote all blue. Next thing you know, you have the Democratic States of America. They just sign up their guns, giving rid of it, by the Second Amendment going and getting ratified and gone. We knew this. I mean, literally, they're just waiting patiently for the fucking gun owner, the gun-loving people. Meanwhile, here's what I see happening, okay, from a point of view, okay. Now, I'm just a hypothesis, it's a theorist of mine, but theorize. Yes, can I help you with something?
I'm just out here checking, that's all.
Checking what?
See what you're doing.
Talking to Pee-wee and Gigi and Black Jesus and whoever else is watching. My theory is this. People are still going to go out every day killing people. There's 2 reasons why they're doing it, and I'll tell you both reasons. One is you got the Republican side killing people, thumbing their noses at the freaking people saying, if you try taking away guns.
And and then said, you take away our guns, well, throwing these out there.
Okay, sorry for her interrupting. The first theory is that they're basically doing gun control. They're basically thumbing their nose. They're going to go kill everyone they can that is in my opinion, in gun-free zones, hospitals, shopping malls, post offices, um, anywhere where they can basically let the carnage stack up and thumb their nose and be like, oh, you can't touch us because, the guy that thumbs their nose that goes and kills these people and then they get shot or they kill themselves. They're basically challenging the government. You can't fucking touch us. Just like preoperative transgender people can't be touched 99% of the time. Now, there's that's the real one reason, right? They're basically like, rah, 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 can't touch me, me, right? That's number one. What's the second reason? Okay. Second theory is this, okay. Gun control is getting out of hand, right? Pee-wee probably knows this already. If she doesn't, she's probably really excited to hear my theory because it's a theory that I've been talking to about. Won't say yay or won't say nay on it, but here's how I see it. Democrats are trying to control and get things sped up. So what are they doing? They're sending people out there. Chris calls them actors. But they're sending people out there that own guns. Maybe they're Democratic for the Democratic cause. What did they do? They go and they kill people. The more body carnages, the more mass shootings daily up to the election, that might just rejuvenate these people that say enough's enough and vote all the fucking Republicans out anyways, because Republicans are like, oh, yeah, and then what happens if 30 people are dead tomorrow and 60 the next day and 20 the next day and 4 the next day and the body count just keeps stacked up until election time? Hypothetically, what happens? All of a sudden, by elections, when they're sitting back on, well, we can't do, Mitch McConnell, well, we can't do anything because it's a second amendment. What happens? Democrats of all walks of life, liberals, other damn people, they all go to the voting pool. Maybe blacks do it too, and Hispanics, and they vote them all out. Then what? They sit there and say, well, you had a chance to change gun laws. You could have banned the AR-15 and be done with it and piss off your base. Or you could have basically allowed red flag laws, gun permits for everyone to own guns. I mean, they could have given a nice little package of what went wrong. We could have given you the easy way out. But instead, the easy way to you is we're sitting on our ass not doing anything. So guess what? Fuck you. Voters went and voted you all out anyways because you won't fucking control it. And they're tired of seeing the body count stack up. Another school might be hit. A hospital might be hit again. A mall might be hit. No one knows. But the point is, think of my theory there. They keep stacking up, and the body keeps stacking up. Someone's going to basically say, little red flames inside people's heads going to burn to the point where they're going to fucking explode, say enough's enough. People are not going to feel safe going out. They'll get in line, right? What if, hypothetically, Pee-wee, this is something I just came up with just now. What if African Americans, what if Democrats are all in line waiting to vote? Republicans come out of nowhere, drop them all. Fucking voter. Next thing you know, the Republicans win because they wiped out the Democrats. It could happen. At the voting poll, waiting to get voted, they could wipe out the entire African American Hispanic population, just standing in line waiting to vote. And they come out with whatever, think of it. I mean, literally, this shit could happen. No one thinks of these things. It's like the other day I said after Uvalde, remember? I said, oh, what's next? A mall? The post office? Maybe a hospital? The next day, a hospital was hit. See? Tells you right there. Just a hunch. There you go. I'm not political. Let's go, Rita. Actually, I'm going to go in 5. Great to hang. Every other country's laughing. The U.S. at this time. No respect for... Yeah, exactly. See? I mean, a friend of mine who's Russian said, how's it going over there? And they said, yeah, we even get the news over there, even though they can't control the guns, gun owners, Soon, Rita, this was... Well, you know what my dad said the other day? Last night I was on the phone with Poppy, right? And I was talking to him. I said, did you hear the news? He said, no. I didn't hear any news. I was busy. I got off of school. I got off of church, and then I had to go work for all the rest of the day. I didn't get a nap, and he says, I'll be going to bed at my current time, but I'm tired. He said, what is it? I said, well, I said, last night, last night, early this morning, 3 dead and 11 wounded or so in South Philly. He said, great. And then I said a little later, 4 dead and 14 wounded in Chattanooga. He said the reason for it is the Russians are dividing our country by pushing this crap, dividing the country to get these people to shoot up everything so we can all lose our guns. But he said that's the Russians' propaganda. I pay an extra $93 to build a new elementary school. I don't even have kids. I vote no, but I'm always outnumbered. Yeah, you see, that's the thing. At least in the county I was in, that when they voted no, it meant no. Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe the Democrats don't want to fucking freeload. The ones that are getting sterilized, maybe they're doing it for a reason. I mean, look. I mean, if you look at the population control, right? It's the freaking the Republican side of things, or the Republican states, or the Republican counties that are popping babies out like crazy. The Democrats, I've seen Democrats out here that has one kid, maybe two. My sister had two. She could have like 20 or 30. Hi. Oh, I see how it is. As soon as I go and try to cuddle with Moppy, he runs away. Little turd nugget goes under the bed.
A lot of them want to pop out babies because they want to get free welfare. Plus, they also want to pop out white babies because they think that if they do that, the whites will be more popular.
Yeah, you see what Chloe said. First of all, she says the Republican baby popping people are doing it because they want freeloading stuff. A lot of rednecks out there in redneck Tennessee and redneck Kentucky. I mean, did you know Kentucky is the biggest supplier in the country, and Texas, for welfare? Literally, they say, well, there's more Republicans on welfare than there is Democrats in Kentucky and in Texas and in Tennessee and some of these states. Two, as Chloe thinks that if you pop out enough babies, white babies from white people, then that can over-trump the Hispanics or the blacks. But then you got the other side of the coin where you got the blacks who are Republican, voting Republican stuff, but still on the freaking public dole because, they're African American, they're sucking up their money, they're popping out 20 or 30 kids going, oh yeah, the government's buying daddy's baby. And they're doing it so they can say, we were punished long enough during, brought over from Africa as slaves, and then the slaves were, then all of a sudden slavery was taken away, and yet when slavery was taken away, they think the government owes them, so they have 30 kids. I mean, look at the Native Americans. They believe the government still owes them after all the land we've taken, all the stuff we paid, and all the regulations we've given them. Indian reservations, tax-free tobacco. Indian reservations, tax-free businesses for their casinos, etc., etc. When will it end? The Democrats and the Republicans are paying for each other. I mean, if you look at it that way, you got one party saying, oh, well, I'm Republican because, but if you look at your Republican constituents, some of them are freeloading, some of them aren't freeloading. It just depends. I mean, if you look at the red states in the union, a lot of them are on unemployment. The blue states, they're trying to keep the jobs flowing. But some of the red states, we're supporting the red states, and we're supporting it. So what do they want? They're basically forcing, Chloe is right to a point, they are forcing abortions in red states so they can basically pop out babies as fast as possible, even if you're raped or incest, so they can keep the population going for their wars or whatever. I mean, the Catholics believe that the more babies you produce, the more Catholics you have for church, and the more you can overthrow other government entities. I mean, it is what it is, but still, the point is it kind of sucks, And if a Democrat's getting sterilized, it's more likely because they want to say, look, I can't have kid. I don't want a kid. And two is they could say, look at Hobo Jenkins over there with 30 kids. We're paying for Hobo Jenkins to have kids, and Hobo Jenkins has kids, and we're paying for them while this Democrat that got sterile maybe is at home. Working their ass off, and yet it's a form of population control, again, no one knows. I mean, I'm hypothetically thinking, Wow, that's interesting to know, Pee Wee, because in the state of Washington, it's 2030, honey pie. Think of it, 2030 here, right? You know what's going to happen? I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen with that. They're going to go, right? Here's what's going to happen, okay? Hypothetically, if Biden gets a second term, more likely he will. I'm not saying anything now. I'm saying more likely, hypothetically. He will get a second term, then what happens? We're all forced for electric cars, right? Now, meanwhile, as long as we have 5 Catholic judges in the Supreme Court, they could say it's a violation of our First Rights Amendment, which is the freedom of choice and the freedom of selection. When a state turns around and says, I'm sorry, you got to pay $80,000 for your fucking car. To Elon Musk, oh, by the way, his battery's going to cost you $20,000 when you replace in 10 years. I mean, literally, think of it that way. 10 years to replace, 10 years for your battery. So you got to say 10 grand just to do that. But what are they doing? They're saying, oh, we're doing lower emissions, right? I'm calling it right now, Pee-wee. California, Washington, Oregon. Washington's already got out of the book. As soon as they do the electric car things, right, they're going to basically raise everyone's electricity by $30 to $60 a month or more to put in the electric grid. Might be even $150. But that's not the kicker. You know what the kicker is? Instead of charging a gas tax, like here it's like $2 a gallon for gas right now. That's why the gas is so high, right? Diesel and fuel and whatever, right? You know, gas tax thing. There's a loophole. Besides you buying a electric car for say $80,000, you and Dan get to have to force to buy a car, right? Now the Supreme Court's going to shoot it down, but I guarantee they'll shoot it down. But here's the kicker: the loophole goes like this. Not only that they're not going to get their things, they're going to start taxing the shit out of you to drive that car. You know, because there's no emissions, you don't have much on your emissions for your tabs, right? They'll just give you your tabs dirt cheap. But they'll turn around and charge you. Say Dan drives 75 miles round trip. Let's just say 80 miles round trip, right? Let's just, okay, 75, right? What if they turned around, Pee-wee, and charged Dan 1 to 5 cents a day mileage tax? So if he goes 1 cent, that's 75 cents a day. If it's 2 cents, that's $1.50 a day. If it's 4 cents, it's $3 a day. You see where the taxes are going? I did the math once for all my cousins driving for an electric car. It would have came out to like $72,000 a year in fucking taxes just for them to drive the damn thing. That's another reason why they left fucking Oregon, is because the fucking state's trying to fucking strong arm you not to only own a car. They're going to fucking rape you in the ass anyways, hypothetically, in the state level, fucking charge you for a mileage for every mile you use that car, that electric car. See? What do you think? Am I wrong? Am I right? Let me know. I mean, think about it. And you're right. States are going down we're going down to no end. Amen. And because you're there and you hit and move from the bed to there, I'm going to scoop you up and put you on video for a minute. So I assume you took a pinch of mine. So you have your own. What, you're out of cigarettes? I know. Hello, everyone. I have a news a flash for you. Mommy got paid 3 days ago. Hi, Pee-wee. Because Mommy got paid 3 days ago, she still haven't bought me any treats yet. Cheap bitch. Didn't buy me any treats. I'm treat outed. She threw a toilet paper roll into. Oh, hi, brother. You look tasty. Yeah. Country's going to hell in a handgasket, and I don't got any treats. Go figure. Hi. How you doing today? You doing okay, people? I like those little canine treaties that look like little hamburgers. That's what I like, but Mommy didn't buy me any yet. Oh. Sing that song, Mommy. Oh, my exes live in Texas. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I miss Daddy, by the way. Hi, Pee-wee. Yep. Can I get down now, Mommy? I've had enough fun here. Yeah. All right. Everyone is outnumbered nowadays. They can tax the shit out of you. They will. I mean, look what they're doing. They want to charge thousands of dollars for a handgun, AR-15, and shotgun tax to keep guns out of people. And if that doesn't work, they'll put in a clause where they'll raise the taxes as high as they want. So if 1,000% doesn't work, they'll raise it to 5,000 or 10,000 or 100,000. Eventually, people are going to see gun shops go down the toilet and fail because people are paying through the nose, you know. Yeah, I should see if Walmart sells those canine treats he's talking about again. I can't remember what it was. They're like these little hamburgers. It's been so long. I used to buy them all the time for him, but auto reply on what? Expected deliver. It's out for delivery. Your coronavirus test. Big deal. Oh, well, who cares? I really don't care for the state's coronavirus test kit, you know. That's the thing we're paying. We're getting these free, but what cost, you know? And then they say, well, if you have coronavirus, you need to report it to this agency. I ain't reporting shit to anyone. You know, that's the thing. I stay in here so much. I mean, the other day, the sheriff said to me, how come you don't go out of your house? Because I've added every variant so far, and I ain't going to report it to your fucking Dillhole County people. County people can go fucking suck on a big fat cucumber. They said, is that your clean way of saying it? You want me to say it any other way? Well, fine. The county seat can go suck a big fucking fat dick because I am not going to submit to your guys' fucking actions. He's like, okay, duly noted. See, the thing is I won't fucking tolerate this shit. I won't tolerate it for anyone. That's the fucking truth of the matter. Let's see. We don't have anything for Dinky yet. You know, that thing, I do these videos for her, and, you know, I think I think they're avoiding. I'll tell you what I think, okay? I love Dinky dearly. Everyone knows. I love, Pee Wee too, you know, but I think my family is not watching it because they think I'm a liberal. Oh, well, you know, nothing's going to happen to Roe versus Wade. Bullshit. I mean, I think Pee Wee even knows that the fucking Supreme Court fucks this up. The fucking Democrats win. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Pee Wee? Pee Wee? I know you are, but what am I? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Sorry, I keep picturing. I know what Pee Wee looks like, actually, everyone, but I keep picturing Pee Wee as Pee Wee Herman and Pee Wee's Playhouse. You know, I know Pee Wee. Pee Wee knew that when I first met her, you know, but still, it's funny as all. Female version of Pee Wee. I know you are, but what am I? Paul Rubin, I think it is. Is he still alive? I'm not going to look. Yeah, I was talking to Dad the other day, and I said something about this documentary I'm watching about George Washington. And they had President Clinton in there and that Colin Powell. And I said, I think Colin Powell died. And Colin says, I think so, but I don't know. Well, he died last year, 2021. So I was like, yeah, he died. Okay. You know, but still. I told Chloe the other day I don't eat chips that often, but I gotta the Doritos I ate, they don't taste right, you know. They don't taste like they're garlicky enough, right? So Chloe's like, well, maybe it's your taste buds. Yeah, or maybe they're being fucking frugal and cutting out some of these flavors. I mean, literally, I just sat there going, I sucked on one, chewed on another, and it's like, it didn't taste right. You know, it just didn't taste right. No, I'm just watching, you know, watching, you know, um, see, I got a half a bag of Doritos. They don't even taste right, you know. I'll suck on one right now just to see. Since the comments have died out, petered out, Pee Wee's writing a big one. See, I basically ate half a bag of these, and I think a third a bag, and a third a bag with air. So a third a bag with air. And these are going up in price because they're made from corn. So Lay's is going up because most of Lay's are made from potato. These are going up because they're corn. Talking about the cows, right? The cow feed and the animal feed. The reason they're expensive because corn's going up. People are using a lot of corn for whiskey. They're also using it for corn chips and breads. And it cost $6. You see that? Look at the price right there. $6. I mean, $6. Can you believe that? You gotta even cut out the damn chips. Chloe turned around the other day. I know Chloe basically can be a real bitch. Last night she brings me these and she says, you know, Rita. And I go, you know, Chloe. You know, Rita. I said, you know, Chloe. She said, would you let me finish? I said, okay. She says, I'm thinking of cutting out soda altogether because it's too expensive. And I said, well, unless you're Chris and you get a bottle for 40 cents of ginger ale at Walmart. Yeah. Seems are $6 for a bag of Doritos. Literally. I might make the bag last 3 or 4 days. There she goes in the shower. She goes. She probably won't be out till 1, give or take, with her makeup and drying off. And one of the things I wish she would do is close the fucking door. That's what really bothered me. I always close the door, but she doesn't want it for some damn reason. What's that? That old joke? That name? Exhibitionist, maybe? Or I don't know. But anyway, all the news reports his death and destruction were pushing gun control. Yeah, I mean, look. For all we know, okay, Dad might be right, Dad might be wrong, Pee Wee, but he was saying that the gun control, population control, is being pushed by Russia. Maybe it's being pushed by China. And let's break it down. Why? Why? Tell you why. Has anyone ever thought who could change the formula and with cheaper ingredients? Has anyone figured out the reason, the propaganda maybe, is get the citizens disarmed and some country can invade us? I mean, look at it. China holds most of our debt. They can get us unequipped. They can come into our country and invade us. Maybe they don't like the checks and balances on gun ownership. Has anyone thought about that? Or maybe Russia wants to disarm us, so their allies, Russia and China, can invade us. Has anyone ever thought about that? But then again, think of it this way. Hypothetically, right? What's the one thing that people worry about? Invasion, right? Well, other countries are disarmed, but you don't see China and Russia marching into UK, Scotland, or Wales, France, Germany. I mean, think about it that way. There is some checks and balances. I heard a rumor in the paper that Putin got cancer. Maybe, but if he went, the second in command would take over. You know? That's how it is. Second in command would take over, but still, you gotta think about these theories. Will the U.S. who went on my bed, Moppy? Will the government, I mean, we don't know what's planned. But now we have modern weapons. The main worry we got is the AR-15s against M16s. Ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Nowadays, country's going to hell in handbags, as Pee Wee said. Some country out there is trying to force, more likely, gun control. China, Russia. Think of it that way. So, 3 hours, comments petered out. I'd like to know what's going on. Someone throw me a bone here. Yeah. I mean, 3 people watching, no one's commenting. I know Pee Wee probably had to call the doctor, but still, point is, look at what's going on. American people are suffering. Big time. I mean, literally, $6 for a bag of Doritos. You got to cut out your chips. I'm gonna check Walmart real quick just to see what they're going for. Hmm. Pickup. See that? You get it picked. You gotta have it picked up. You can't have chips delivered. I wish Pee Wee would explain to me what the difference is with the Walmart shopping thing. Is that are they trying to force you to have a Walmart plan to get generic shipped, or is it all pick up at home? Pick up the pick home. Do I literally need, quote unquote, there we go. Let me look it up. What is Walmart Plus? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Whether you're a frequent shopper at Walmart or own company like Sam's Club, Moose Jar, Bonobos, a Walmart Plus subscription offers a variety of perks from their membership. Free unlimited delivery from the store to mobile spam. Really? I don't really want to go to the store. Hold on. Upcoming sales, promotion, deals, game console releases, and more. Really? Mm-hmm. Deliver in New York, California, as well as Tulsa and Oklahoma. Okay. $12.94 monthly if you're interested. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Free unlimited deliveries from store as long as you spend $35. You know, unlimited delivery is not available in all areas. Nope, I don't have that, so we'll pay for $13. Free next day and 2 day delivery. Usually it's 3+ where I'm at. Mm-hmm. Fuel. Mm-hmm. Mobile scan and go. Mm-hmm. Select prescriptions are free or 85% off. No, okay. On Edge on Amazon. Uh-huh. Hmm. Might be. Listen to this. Listen to this. So Walmart's basically really doing a scam here. And I know people will say it's not a scam, but this is where I pick up the play on words. Walmart Plus features may be seen limited compared to Amazon Prime on server, but its unique offering on Edge and Amazon are its numerous storefronts all across America and benefits. Walmart Plus offers to in-store shoppers such as mobile scan and go discounts, fuel, in fact. It might be financially smart to consider investing in both memberships if you live near a Walmart brick and mortar store. Really. So Walmart's trying to basically sit there and say, oh, yeah, you can have Amazon and Walmart. Personally, it's one or the other, in my opinion. Hmm. Hang on. Let me do a thing on. All right, question time. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm so welcome. Mm-hmm. Hmm. All right, let me look. Look at that. So the reason they're basically not, Walmart says, we're basically hoping that people come to the store, so we limit you on Walmart shopping brands. So you come to the store, maybe have a few more items that you didn't plan to buy at the store. Sorry, but if that's their way of selling me items, I just better go buy my stuff from my brand names from Walmart and get it over with. I'm not for them. We're not allowing me to buy Walmart brand soups, and I'm not gonna. Hmm. So I was just checking this, all these people are complaining about things. So basically, they're saying, hypothetically, we're at Walmart, right? They turn around and they're saying that the reason they won't sell you the Walmart brand stuff to ship at home, like Walmart soup, is because the soup's so cheap that they want you to either buy the brand name, like Campbell's, and have it shipped, or they're not going to allow you to buy the 50% less soup because they want you to go to the store and pick it up. Mm, I really wanted that Walmart soup. Yeah, well, I gotta log off soon anyway. There's like three people watching TV. We got no one commenting. I know you gotta provide breakfast for the hubby, so he deserves it too. Mm-hmm. Mm. I still can't believe. Oh, I can get bean and bacon delivered. Yeah, but I want to pay a higher price for Walmart stuff, but they're cheaper soups. They won't let me buy those. Yep. Can't get it delivered. Oh, figure. So 3 people, no commenting. I think I'll log out too soon. Got things to do. Rent to pay and I don't know what else. Pee-wee said she'll be back later, but yeah, you'll have to let me know if Pee-wee win. Because frankly, I'll log in later. We're all busy. There we go. So, anyways, is there anyone here still watching or you want to comment? Let me know you're still here. Oh, hi. Tell me who's watching still. $6 Doritos. Wow. You guys are probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'll tell you. So we have a buy it again page at Walmart. Now this is interesting because hi Mom, how you doing, huh son? You want me to give you a snuggle kiss, huh? Hey, what's up? You know everyone loves Moppy. There should be a Disney show called Moppin'. The life of a Shih Tzu named Boppin. Alright. Alright, so let me just tell you what's going on, okay? Now, I'm doing this for y'all. There you go. So Chris turns around and says stuff like, oh yeah, I like my skillet meals, which he does. Fortunately, Walmart has no accessibility for skillet meals. So let me just put in skillet meals at Walmart just to see. Mm-hmm. They're all pickup, by the way. Here we go. $4 for Velveeta chicken and broccoli's $4. Philly cheesesteaks $4. That's pickup only, by the way. Chicken bacon ranch. That's it says pickup for me. Creamy beef stroganoff sold out, so it must be Chris bought them all. So, all right. So, and the skillet meals are the hamburger helper has went up in massive price because everyone's sucking up the hamburger helper in this economy. So let's just skip hamburger helper because they're just too expensive. A box of 6 is way too much money, or a box of 4, or whatever it is. Let me look. Pack of 6 through the roof. Yeah. Then you got a huge amount of garbage bags. That's one up in price again. See, garbage bags. I used to buy orange juice online. Okay, here we go. 6 rolls of toilet paper. $28. The TP's gone up in price on Amazon. Dog food's hard to get a hold of right now. I've been curious. Is that Coca-Cola coffee available? Because I'd like to know if they can ship that to me because I really want to try some of that Coca-Cola coffee. Here we go. Coca-Cola coffee does have 3-day shipping, so I might have to add that to my order. Well, let's see. A dark blend. Vanilla and dark blend. Pickup and delivery. Cool. You see, isn't that great? I can get a pickup. Oh, yeah, caramel flavor too. Vanilla and that. And then this is dark blend again. Oh, you know what? I'll look into that. Okay. See, I've been wanting to try that. So, all right. So, anyways, then you got powdered milk went through the roof. More ramen through the roof. More ramen through the roof. Again, toilet paper through the roof. Orange juice. Usually, when you buy orange juice now, they turn around. Look at that. Those little dog boxes with the moisties that we're getting moppy through the roof. Other things I buy through the roof. More toilet paper through the roof. Must pay to buy basically your stuff, I'll have to think about that. Well, you get the idea. Close that up. So, we got 2 people watching, no one commenting, and I'm about to leave. So, what's that tell you, peeps? I can watch my documentary. Since there's 2 people watching and no one commenting, and I'm in a good mood today. So, unless you guys want to fucking troll me to basically break my mood, there's no way you can break that. Oh, look, what's this? Hmm. Yeah, all right. So they're doing something stupid. All right, that's cool. I don't care. Movies. Yep. 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 Yeah, I like looking at these. Yeah, it's hard one. $62,000 Indian feast Johnny Depp does. Oh man. I hear you're making a lot of noise in there, little poofter, little pup pup, little booter booter. I love this little bunny. They're so cute. Look at him. What's wrong? You're not smiling anymore. Do I gotta pull you out again and give you some kisses, huh? What's wrong? Huh, little sausage? What's wrong? Huh? You don't feel loved enough? Hmm? No. What's wrong, little rabbit, huh? Well, anyone? I'll be back later, I guess. There's no comments. And you guys that are watching me must be pretty damn bored watching something that I'm doing that I'm not doing. I'm giving love to a rabbit. Look at him. Isn't he so cute? I mean, literally, there's nothing to see or do. So, well, I should go and do something creative today. So, with that said, everyone, please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback. Suggestion hit the like, subscribe button. Wholesome funny for your families, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs. Thanks for watching. Keep the comments nice as all we ask. And God bless you in everything you do. And look for another video later. Thank you and bye-bye.